You know what? I wonder if we're only able to go to 2 different Facebooks. Yeah, he went live before I did, so I'm assuming that's why you shared a live video on the Q92 Sports. Could that be it because we shared a live video on the Q92 Sports page? All right, I don't have a countdown anymore on my...
Yeah, no, I took it off. I don't know why I can't get the graphics back up on the screen. Like I can see the scoreboard, but I can't get the background.
Attend today, succeed tomorrow.
Is there something Is it because I'm not logged in as a guest? I'm logged in as like an actual login? Would that be it?
With the Cleveland Browns Foundation to improve student attendance by engaging families, students, and the community through campaigns, incentives, and collaboration with experts. We believe in celebrating our attendance heroes, those that are here every day, ready and on time. And tonight we honor our attendance heroes for the 2024-25 school year. These students have 95% attendance or greater, and were invited to our first annual Heroes Day in the Street Recreation Wellness Center before today. On behalf of Warren City Schools, students, families, and community members for everything that you need. Fans, please direct your attention to our home sidelines and help us welcome to Mullen House Stadium. The overlay's not up here at Molly Cox.
It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
Good evening and welcome to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com. Hello, everybody. I am Ryan Keller. Alongside me tonight, my broadcast partner, Coach Antonio Hall. How you doing here, Coach?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited about this game. When we got our schedule this year, I circled this game, and I'm so excited to call it.
And I haven't even told them where we're at yet. Folks, we are at Mollenkopf Stadium in Warren for tonight's matchup between the 1-1 Warren Harding Raiders and the 2-0 Perry Panthers. And like you said, Coach, this is it's always something coming back here. I grew up watching Harding. I went to Warren JFK. We played all of our home games here at Mollenkopf Stadium.
Homecoming for you.
It is. I love being here. Him and Coach and I were talking. Like I know exactly where my family sat before each and every game, pointing it out. So a lot of memories coming back here, and we've got a great football game. Two teams who are I don't want to say trying to rebuild, but they are trying to get back to where both programs belong.
Yeah, a lot of tradition in both of these programs. Obviously, the Perry Panthers, long, rich tradition in Stark County, and the perennial power that was Warren Harding. I mean, if you talk about the blue bloods of high school football in Ohio, Warren G. Harding is it. And I know Coach Richardson is doing a great job in his second year. Like you said, not rebuilding, just progressing these programs. And I'm very excited to be here tonight.
And Coach Lino starting things off, going 2-0 as a head coach with the Perry Panthers. A win week 1 against Canton Central Catholic, and then a shutout win last week against Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's. And we're going to get to all that. We got a whole lot to get to. So what we're going to do is we're going to step away and we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to preview the other games going on the Q92 Sports Network. We've got 7 games going on in the area for you tonight. We're going to check in with each broadcast team, and then Coach Antonio Hall spoke to both Coach Richardson and Coach Lino before tonight's game. We are down on the field during warm-ups, and we're going to get to those as well. High school football, we are counting down to kickoff here at Mollenkopf Stadium in Warren, Ohio. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
RG Dreg, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Dreg students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Dreg to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Dreg, where careers begin.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium as we get you ready for tonight's game between Warren Harding and the Perry Panthers. First, we are going to check in with some of the other broadcast teams in the area as part of our Score 7 here on Q92 Sports. First, we are going to head to Sandy Valley, East Canton, and Sandy Valley kicking things off. Let's check in with Jay Wilhelm.
Good evening, everyone. Week 3 of the 2025 high school football season is here. I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm here live at Sandy Valley High School as the Cardinals play host to the East Canton Hornets. East Canton, led by the legend head coach John Spider Miller, come into tonight's contest with a record of 2-0. They defeated Chippewa 38-0 in Week 1 and Wellsville in Week 2 by a final score of 49-0. They'll look to continue playing shutout defense and high-scoring offense here tonight, as this is their first road game of the season. Sandy Valley comes in still looking for their first mark in the win column as they sit at 0-2. They lost their season opener at Fairless 50-13, and last week in their home opener here in Magnolia got taken down by Manchester 48-13. Brian Gamble and his guys will look to turn their season around here tonight in front of their home crowd. Join me this evening with pregame starting at 6:30 and kickoff scheduled for 7. Live from Sandy Valley, I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
Thanks, Jay. Next, we're going to head to Canton South. Akron East comes into town. Let's check in with excuse me. Sorry, little brain fart there. Let's check in with the team over there. Here is Canton South.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Breck Bueller Stadium inside Canton South High School for the matchup between the 1-1 Akron East Dragons and the 1-1 Canton South Wildcats. For Akron East, this is their third straight road game to open the season. Week 1, the Dragons defeated Bedford 20-6, and then last week lost to a strong Nordonia team 39-7. They are led by senior defensive back duo Terrell Wharton Jr. and Dante Swain Jr. This duo has more than a dozen college scholarship offers between the two, and they make opposing quarterbacks think twice throwing at them. For Canton South, this is their third straight home game to open the season. Week 1 was a win over Field 42-16, and last week they fell to CVCA 42-14. For the Wildcats, it's been Therese Conley, Nolan Bonner, Brody Beagle, and Diego Bautista leading the offense, and when they are clicking, look out. Who will pick up their second win tonight? Will it be Akron East or will it be Canton South? You can find out live on the Q92 Sports Network as myself and my broadcast partner Robert Coleman will have the call. Pre-game is at 6:30, kickoff is at 7. For Q92 Sports, I'm Mike Voorhees.
Thanks, Mike. Next, we're going to head to Canton Central Catholic. Orville comes into town. Mike Dixon has that call. Let's check in with Mike.
Welcome to week 3 from Canton, Ohio. I'm Mike Dixon with Q92 Sports Network. High school football presented by Charshone Auto Group. The 1-1 Orville Raiders take on the 0-2 Canton Central Catholic Crusaders. The Raiders come into Canton off a week 2 loss to West Holmes 28-20. Leading the way for Orville is 6'5" wide receiver Braylon McDuffie and junior running back Parker Hostetler lead the way in this dual threat offense. In week 1, the Raiders defense smothered the Worcester offense, but in week 2, they struggled to contain a dual threat quarterback. With losses to Perry in week 1 and Mogador in week 2, this young Crusaders team is going into week 3 hungry for their first win, sitting at 0-2. Leading the way for Central Catholic is QB Brock Borquin and a stable of running backs led by Kenny Stroud. On the defensive side of the field, Brock Abbott, 6-foot senior at linebacker and team captain, and free safety Tyler Cook. The stands are full, the lights are on. Week 3 is ready to kick off. Orville, Canton Central Catholic, 7 p.m. kickoff on Q92 Sports Network, presented by Charshone Auto Group.
Thanks, Mike. We're going to step away and take a break. We got 3 more games to get to going on in the area. We have Marlington at Howland, Alliance at Streetsboro on our sister station AM 1310 WDPN, in a game that I'm going to be keeping an eye on from Mollenkoff. Northwest at Louisville. That is our Q92 game of the week, and we will listen in and check in with the broadcast teams for those games when we come back. It's counting down to kickoff between Warren Harding and Massillon Perry here from Mollenkoff Stadium. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
This is head coach Spencer Lino from the Perry Panthers. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkoff Stadium as we get you ready for action between the Perry Panthers and the Warren Harding Raiders. We got a couple more games to get to going on in the area. First, we are going to send it to Howland, maybe 10 minutes down the road from us here at Mollenkoff Stadium. Christian Bigglesworth is there as the Marlington Dukes take on the Howland Tigers. Let's check in with Christian.
It's week 3 of the high school football season, and that brings us tonight to Howland, Ohio, the home of the 1-1 Howland Tigers, who'll be hosting their future Eastern Buckeye Conference rival, the 1-1 Marlington Dukes, tonight on the Q92 Sports Network. The Dukes come into tonight's game with a 1-1 record after a win in week 1 over Warrensville Heights. The Dukes were beat down by the Northwest Indians in week 2. They'll look to bounce back with their freshman quarterback, Tyler Walder, who's completed 24 of 40 attempts for 287 yards and 2 touchdowns on the young season. At receiver, it's all about Cameron Evanich. The junior is off to a great start this season with 13 catches, 224 yards, and 2 touchdown receptions, along with a rushing TD. Coach Cardinal will be leaning on his junior wide receiver to help. As far as the Howland Tigers go, they came up with a victory week 1 against Niles on the road, then came back home and lost big time to Geneva last week, 56-21. Howland will be leaning on their senior running back, DeVay Hanzu. He's the cowbell for this offense. Howland will also be trying to get the ball to their receivers, Josh Jarvis and Carter Nielsen. Howland brings back a veteran team with 10 starters on offense and 7 on defense. It's Marlington and Howland, a preview of the future of the EBC Conference. And you can hear it all tonight right here on the Q92 Sports Network.
Thank you, Christian. And yeah, I was just talking to Coach Hall here about, Howland joining the EBC in 2026 and the amount of travel that that Tiger team is going to have to do. I think They are at Carrollton at some point this season, so they're going to get a little sneak peek of EBC football tonight. Oh, hold on. It might help if there you go. Let's try that again.
There we go. Yeah, I mean they're going to get a taste tonight, and like you said, next year I hope they got some gas cards or something because they're going to be doing a lot of traveling.
All right, let's head over to our sister station, AM 1310 WDPN. Sam Berkwin has the call between Alliance and Streetsboro. Sammy, what's up?
Well, tonight here at Streetsboro Community Stadium in Streetsboro, the Rockets will play host to the visiting Alliance Aviators here on AM 1310 WDPN. We'll have the kickoff tonight just a little bit after 7 o'clock. You can join myself and Caleb Norick on the call on 1310 tonight. The Alliance Aviators come in with a record of 1-1. They dropped their opener, or they won their first game against Parma Padua on the road 25-3, but then ran into a buzzsaw last weekend in their home opener at Larry Karras Stadium as they fell to the upstart Louisville Leopards by the score of 30-13. Coming up next for Alliance will be Ellet, Central Catholic, and Salem here in the next 3 weeks. Meanwhile, this Streetsboro team is off to a pretty good start. The Rockets are 2-0 in the Young 2025 campaign. They knocked off Copley to start the year, 34-20, and they really handled Kent Roosevelt a week ago at Kent. The Rockets will win there by the score of 42-7. After tonight's game, they will be at Coventry and a couple of home games to Springfield and Norton before they hit the road to Woodridge coming up on October the 3rd. Should be an outstanding matchup. Lots of athletes on the field here tonight, and it looks like it's going to be another beautiful night for high school football. Join us tonight with the kickoff at 7 o'clock. Myself and Caleb Norick. Alliance will take on Streetsboro. It's high school football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Thanks, Sammy B. Finally, our game of the week, Northwest at Louisville. Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty, and Ryan Bevere with the call. Let's check in with Clint Scroggs.
The Louisville Leopards host the Northwest Indians in a renewal of a matchup that in the past was one of the most anticipated in Stark County. Northwest is 1-0 after a 35-0 win over Marlington. The Indians' Week 1 game was canceled due to an outbreak of illness at Norton. John DeMarco's team ran for 4 touchdowns with 2 from Kellen Reinford and 1 each for Joey Madur and Connor Stevenson. Madur had 83 yards on 12 carries. Quarterback Braden Venables was 15 of 19 for 168 yards and a score with no interceptions. DeMarco is facing his former school where he was head coach from 2010 to 2018, compiling a record of 65-29. Louisville is 2-0 with wins over New Philadelphia and Alliance. The Leopards held the Aviators to 233 rushing yards and 13 points last week after shutting out the Quakers. The leading rusher is quarterback Gabe Stauffer with 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. Stauffer has completed 21 of 29 passes for 291 yards, 3 TDs, and no picks. He was 10 of 11 against New Philadelphia. Luke Seaman scored a defensive touchdown that night on a 55-yard interception return. This will be the 4th consecutive season these teams meet in Week 3. They split 10 games as NBC rivals from 2000 to 2009. Northwest has won 2 of the previous 3 after losing the first game 16-6. Northwest won 35-28 last year. It will be Northwest visiting Louisville. I'm Clint Scroggs for Q92 Sports.
Thanks, Clint. All right, let's talk a little bit about tonight's matchup between Warren Harding and Maslin Perry. And Perry's gotten off to a great start. Couldn't think of a better start. 2-0 for Coach Lino. And they beat Central in Week 1, St. Vincent St. Mary's Week 2, and they have a combined score of 77-14 against those 2 teams. Now, first really true road game, Coach, against Canton Central Catholic. They're literally, a mile down the road. I did it again. Hold on. There we go.
Do you not want to talk to me?
No, I do. I do very much.
Yeah, 2-minute drive up the road. So this is definitely their first road test, traveling over an hour. This is one of the most ideal places to play in Northeast Ohio, and they're going to have a crazy, rambunctious crowd. So good test for the Perry Panthers.
Yeah, and their offense, new offense this year, and they've been very, very balanced. 447 yards on the ground, 320 yards through the air. Jonathan Lemon has 2 straight 100-yard rushing games. We saw his explosiveness last week Connor Shepard, who is Perry's best defensive player at linebacker, is averaging 9 yards a carry. So they have a good mix of thunder and lightning.
Yep.
Also, quarterback, sophomore Cameron Treharn, 66% of his passes have been completed, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And he's going to be tested tonight. A Harding team who had 5 interceptions and 2 pick six last week.
Exactly. So, like we said, first real true test. Can't say enough about the run game from Perry, but what impresses me this year is Perry's skill. Big improvement in their skill, led by number 17, Foster, getting it done at wide receiver and defensive back and returning kicks. This guy is special.
Yeah, Jaden Wilson and Nazir Foster, they're both averaging 17.5 yards per catch between the two of them. And both of them had pick sixes last week themselves in the shutout against St. Vincent St. Mary's. Now, Warren Harding, they lost week 1, 43-25 to McKinley. They also had 2 pick sixes last week, as I mentioned, in a 25-6 win over Buchtel. Asa Birch and Satavian Hill they did the honors among Harding's 5 interceptions overall. And the Raiders, the big question mark for them tonight is their quarterback. Junior James Jones started at quarterback in the first 2 games, but Satavian Hill ended up running the Wildcat and had some success last week in the second half against Buchtel. So it'll be interesting to see how they navigate that tonight.
Yeah, big shoes to fill from last year, losing, sensational quarterback and linebacker Chaz Coleman. He's now defensive end at Penn State, but this guy was truly the man on the field every time he touched the field, and trying to find his replacement is going to be a daunting task for Warren.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Rich Radish, who was my coach when I played at Warren Harding, at Warren JFK, is on the field. And speaking of Chaz Coleman, he said after basketball season ended, he put on like 35 pounds.
Oh, I can't even imagine what he looked, because he looked like a man.
Yeah,
last fall.
And he said he never played much defense. He's down in the trenches now. He was playing safety and linebacker for Harding. Now he's playing defensive end for Penn State. They wanted to redshirt him, but they couldn't,
right,
because of how dynamic he was. And now you're trying to replace that,
right?
And it's got to be a daunting task for Coach Richardson. And you had a chance to speak to both coaches before tonight's game during pregame down on the field. Let's check in and hear your conversation with Coach Matt Richardson of the Harding Raiders.
Antonio Hall on the Q92 pregame show, sitting here with Coach Richardson from Warren Harding. Coach, moving into your second year, what are some areas of growth you've seen so far moving into year 2?
Behavior. Kids not being late to school, being on time to class, doing things that they're supposed to do. Those are the things that I really care about. Communication. You can't be at practice giving me a reason. I can try to help you. All those things. So the kids have done a great job in that area.
Fantastic, and that comes from great leadership. Coach, what are going to be the keys to victory tonight?
Protecting the football. Last week, we did a great job of causing 6 turnovers or 5 turnovers. We have 4 on our own. Can't do that. Not against quality Federal League opponent.
Coach, best of luck tonight. See you after the game.
Appreciate you.
And that was Coach Hall with Coach Richardson from Warren Harding. He also had a chance to speak to Coach Lino of the Perry Panthers. Let's check in and hear their conversation.
Antonio Hall here on the Q92 pregame show, sitting here with Coach Lino, head coach from the Perry Panthers. Coach, last week we talked about how critical it is to see growth between week 1 and week 2. After watching the film, what are some areas of growth you've seen from your team so far?
I thought offensively we came out, we challenged the guys to start fast, and they did start fast. Now, I thought we took a little bit of a dip, so that's something we need to improve on. And defensively, I thought we took another step up from what we saw at Central, just running the ball, flying around, and, a shutout is always good.
Indeed. What's your message to you guys coming into week 2?
We have to stay together at Mollenkoff here. It's a tough place to play. We got to stay together. Things aren't always going to go as planned, and we have to be able to adjust. And our kids know that we got to be able to adjust. Can't turn the ball over offensively, and then defensively. Warren's got some explosive players and have the ability to be, make explosive plays. We got to limit those and force them to drive the field.
Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That was Coach Lino from the Perry Panthers, and tonight is also a throwback night for the Harding Raiders. It's they're showing their respect for the old Warren Western Reserve, wearing alternate uniforms tonight. They got the yellow everywhere, And as the Raiders are getting ready to come out, they've got a cool video going on the video board. I love this kind of stuff. It gets me fired up when teams, do this before they run out onto the field.
Oh, you can't beat a good hype video.
And it's really cool. They got the old Western Reserve logo up on the board. I think this is a couple times where I've been here for this game. They do this every year, and it's really cool to pay homage to the history of the football program here in Warren.
Without a doubt. I mean, it's been through a couple different changes, a couple different modifications, but rich tradition here in Warren, and they want to honor that in all aspects.
And they just come out on the field wearing some really cool throwback uniforms, yellow pants, black jerseys with the yellow numbers. When we first got here, I was like, those numbers are going to be kind of hard to see. But that's probably just me struggling with numbers.
I think it's a lot better than last week's jerseys.
Yes, Perry wearing the black pants with the white tops. As we are moments away from kickoff, we're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, kickoff from Mollenkopf Stadium. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com. Sorry.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN. When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want, the Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN. You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. We're moments away from kickoff between the matchup with the 1-1 Warren Harding Raiders and the 2-0 Perry Panthers. Perry wearing the black pants with the white top and the black numbers, the black helmets with the white P, and they will be moving from right to left to start things off, and they will be receiving the opening kickoff. Warren Harding, as I mentioned earlier, wearing the yellow pants with the black and white stripes down the leg, the black jerseys with the yellow numbers, and the black helmet with the spear on the side of them. And they will be moving from left to right to start things off. Something we didn't get a chance to talk about before the game is the kicking for Warren Harding. And Jerron Edmonds is going to be a guy to keep an eye on. He's a great weapon for them. I was watching him pregame, kicking 45-yarders with ease. He has had he's made five field goals in 2 games so far. So that's a nice present to have in your back pocket. You see kicking win a lot of games because a lot of schools don't have great kickers.
Agreed. And Warren definitely has a treat in him and an advantage. So we'll see how big of a play he makes tonight for Warren.
And that opening kickoff goes 10 yards deep into the end zone. 5 yards into the end zone for a touchback, and then ends up rolling out of the back. So we're going to see Perry's offense take the field first. And the sophomore quarterback, Cameron Treharn, 5'8", 166 pounds. He's doing a really great job of not going out and trying to do too much, using his weapons and managing the game.
Yeah, and how effective he is with his legs really, really makes a big difference for this Perry offense.
And Connor Shepard's wearing his number 0 jersey today.
Oh, we can see who it is.
So Shepard's in the backfield with Treharn. Man in motion from right to left. They're going to turn, hand it off to Shep right up the middle. Breaking a tackle at the 25. Still on his feet all the way down to the 27-yard line. A good physical run. Harding was saying that ball was out, but he is rolled down, and a great run to start things off.
Typical Perry. Coming out, running power. They motioned the wing back from the far side here to our sideline. He kicked out the defensive end. The pulling guard wrapped up as the eyeball, as they call it, looking for that front side linebacker. And Shepard did a great job just hitting the downhill in that A-gap.
And it makes play calling a little easier when you pick up 8 on your first carry. Second and short for the Panthers. The playbook's wide open. Treharn in the shotgun. He's going to look. Throws it out on a little hitch route to the right-hand side. Caught across the 35 down to the 37-yard line. A nice running catch for the Panthers, Nasir Foster.
Yeah, I think that was a read play because they had the same action as the play before, the power action up front, but he was able to pull it, read the hitch because he had a soft cushion to the far sideline. So it was a good job by the quarterback making that read.
Yeah, the corner, Zarion Redding, gave a probably 7-yard cushion. I don't know if I do that to Foster and let him get in the open space. They go a modified trips bunch on the right hash. The wing goes in motion from right to left. Turn, play action. Treharn back to pass. He's got plenty of time, and he's just going to throw this one away. A penalty flag comes in the area of holding. That might have been why he had so much time.
It's usually holding when it's in that area right there, unfortunately.
When the flag comes from behind the quarterback, you know you're in trouble.
And it was usually me.
I'm not the All-American.
Oh, well, sometimes you get a little over-aggressive. That's all. That's all.
It is going to be a holding penalty on Perry. That goes against Mason Heel, the 6', 231-pound junior.
Very excited to see this matchup between Perry's offensive line and in the defensive front from Harding. So far, Perry's offensive line has had their way with defenses, but I think this is going to be their best test, as we talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, and we saw them get into a situation last week a couple times where they did have a penalty that pushed them back. They always found a way to continue to pick up a first down and move ahead. So we'll see how they do here. 1st and 20. Treharn's going to turn, hand this one off to Shepard up the middle, breaks the tackle, and he's going to get all those penalty yardage back, averaging 9 yards a carry. And he's going to keep that trend going with a 10-yard pickup here.
I bet you'll never guess what play that was, Ryan.
Same play?
Power. Power. Looks like that's going to be the staple tonight.
I mean, it's worked. He's got 3 carries and nice yardage on each one. So
yeah, I mean, if you can get back to 2nd and 10 when you just had a big 10-yard penalty, that's huge for this offense.
Yeah, man, they're going to shift over now. They go to that modified trips bunch on the right-hand side of the line. Treharn in the shotgun, turn, hand it off again. He's going to bounce this outside at Shepard across the 40, 45, still on his feet, across midfield and driven out of bounds. Connor Shepard is just having his way.
Great job again by that offensive line and that fullback. They ran counter that time, so it's power just reversed. So now you have the offensive line kicking out, and then that backside, either wing or up back, they're at the eyeball going up on that front side linebacker. Great execution, great run by Shepard.
And you get the whole defense kind of go into that initial motion, that additional movement, and then have your tailback cut it back with the blocking, sets up a huge hole. Shep did a great job bouncing that outside, picking up the first down. So Perry across midfield, 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Treharn in the shotgun, turn, hands it off to Shepard again. He's going to bounce it outside again across the 45, 40, and another 10-yard pickup, and a flag comes in. I imagine that's going to be a late hit, and it's going to move Perry 15 yards further.
Great job by this offensive line. I can't express it enough. Also, how big of an advantage is it to get 15 more yards and move you further in the scoring position? Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, it makes up for the holding penalty they had earlier in the drive. And, boy, you can just feel the energy on the Perry sideline. And, looking across the field, kind of just kind of standing there, and Perry's jumping up and down. They got movement on the sideline, and it is going to be a penalty against Harding.
Yeah, like you said, the body language on both sides are definitely different. Perry has some bounce to him. They're cheering their guys on. And Warren's just kind of watching their guys play.
And I like how Perry comes out, and they start their drive with the 5'11", 215-pound senior. And then standing on the sidelines waiting for himself to get in the game is the speedster and Jonathan Lemon, 5'10", 152 pounds. So you beat him up, you get them tired, and then you throw the guys with the wheels in.
That's it. I mean, great 1-2 punch, thunder and lightning, as you called it. And Perry's rolling right now.
And they are inside the RG Drag red zone, 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line, lining up on the left hash. Moving right to left here at Mollenkopf Stadium. No score, 9:45 left in the first. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Perry Panthers. This timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Pretty much this whole drive, you saw Perry in a 3-man front, 3 guys on the defensive line. That time when they lined up, they had both outside linebackers walked up, making it a 5-man front. So I hope they're going to try to do something to change that momentum and be able to slow down that offensive line. Bringing those 2 guys might help that.
Yeah. So timeout here at Mollenkopf Stadium. No score. 9:40. Is that a 5? I think 9:45 remaining in the first quarter. And Perry moving towards the big, beautiful facility, new facility here.
How beautiful is that?
Coach Radish took me inside for a little bit. And
you got a tour already?
He didn't have his keypad, so we were just peering through the door when we looked in. But showing me the weight room and the facility and it's unbelievable. Golf simulator. I mean, come on.
This is great for the Warren community. I mean, the kids are very, very lucky to have a facility like this to be able to develop, get coached up in, and use starting at youth and moving up through middle school and high school.
We'll talk more about that coming up throughout the broadcast. 1st and 10 for Perry. They're going to turn, hand off to Shepard right up the middle. Stutter step again down inside the 10-yard line. Connor Shepard is just taking over this opening drive, and the offensive line is like, move, get out of my way. I got to make room for my man, and they're just – this is a very fluent drive as well.
They're a buzzsaw right now. I mean, whatever's in the offensive line's way, they're mowing it down. That time it was a gap scheme, but it was just a true trap. They pulled the guard, blocked down the front side in. He kicked out. Beautiful gap.
So 1st and goal now from the 9-yard line in the RG Drag red zone. Shepard lined up to the left of Treharn. Handed off again. This time he's bottled up, but it keeps those legs moving and turns what should have been no gain into a couple, getting down to the 7-yard line.
Well, I call that a win for Warren because, I mean, prior to this, they're getting gas for about 9-10 a pop. That time he only got 2. So at least they slowed him down a little bit.
So we have 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line, 8:50 remaining in the first quarter. No score at Mollenkopf Stadium. Perry with the ball inside the RG Drag red zone, lined up on the left hash. They break the huddle. Send Nazir Foster out to the left by himself. Shepard to the right of Treharn in the shotgun. Turn, hand to Shep over the left-hand side. He's trying to bounce it to the edge, and it will be drugged down across the 5-yard line, tackled on the play by a player whose last name is very familiar here in Warren, Mendez Provit.
Oh, yes. That is a historical name here in Warren.
Very much so. So the young, I think he's only he is a senior. The 6 foot, 230-pound senior running back and linebacker making a touchdown-saving tackle. Brings up 3rd and goal for the Panthers on the 4-yard line.
Past 2 plays, Warren's been in a 5-man front, and they seem to slow him down. They're still in a 5-man front this play.
And they hand it off to Shepard again, still on his feet, still pushing. They've hit a stalemate about the 2-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark him down. 4th and goal at the 2, and if you're Coach Lino,
go for it.
I'm keeping those guys in there.
Go for it. I mean, the momentum that your offensive line has created, the way your running backs are running right now, go for it.
And if you're Harding, for them to go the length of the field, and if you're able to get a stop here, you want to see the momentum and the posture on the sideline change.
Definitely.
This is a big play early on in this ball game. 4th and goal at the 2-yard line. No score. 7:10 remaining in the first quarter. Ball on the left hash. They line up with Connor Shepard to the left of Treharn. Turn, hand to Shep. Shep will power forward and into the end zone for the 2-yard touchdown run.
Great start by this Perry offense. Warren's going to have to do something to slow down this run game. They didn't even have to go for it past that drive. They did, but they didn't have to. Great job. Great start to this game. Coach Uno always talks about starting fast. They did it this job.
And to have the confidence in your team and in your offensive line to go for it on 4th and goal, that shows a lot to the young men out on the field that, hey, he trusts us to get the job done.
That's huge to an offensive line and an offense that your coach has faith in you to go out there and get those must yards.
Snap back, hold down, extra point is blocked. The extra point is blocked. I didn't see who got a hand on it, but Price,
number 39.
39 would be DeAndre Williams, the freshman, getting a hand on that and blocking the kick. So with 6:50 remaining in the first quarter, the Perry Panthers lead the Harding Raiders by a score of 6-0. We're going to step away and take a break. Harding will have their chance with the ball when we come back. It's high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
The weather might be getting cooler, but Tasty Cream on Navarre Road is just heating up. Open all year, Tasty Cream is ready to serve you fresh-made specialty burgers, Stark County's best conies, deep-fried mushrooms, crispy French fries, and so much more. To top it off, their ice cream selection continues to grow. Special flurries, homemade root beer floats, amazing brownie sundaes, and over 20 flavors of hand-dipped ice cream. Order online at tastycream.com or check out their Facebook and Instagram pages for events happening each month.
This is head coach Spencer Lino from the Perry Panthers. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Perry with the kickoff, and they're going to kick it short because Harding has definitely has some skill in the return position. So Harding will have the ball starting their opening drive off 1st and 10. And I believe they will mark it at the 35, 6. They're going to go to 37-yard line, 38-yard line. There we go.
Yeah, the young Matt Richardson, Coach Richardson's son, has already made a reputable name for himself as a return man, and people are starting to think twice about kicking to him.
Yeah, the 5'10", 171-pound junior receiver and defensive back definitely has wheels. So Harding opening up their drive. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They're going to turn. Play action pass. Jones looking. He's going to launch this one deep down the field, and it will fall incomplete, and comes a late penalty marker. I thought that was great coverage on the play.
I saw him get there a little early.
That was Jaden Wilson defending the pass. So Warren Harding coming out and letting it fly early with their junior quarterback, James Jones.
Yeah, and there was great protection. It was a beautiful ball, and the receiver definitely had a step on him. If the quarterback lays it out just a little bit further, he might catch that in stride.
So 15-yard penalty on the Perry Panthers will move Harding up to the – I think they're having a little – the officials are having a
little debate,
a little difficulty here as they go back to the original line of scrimmage and then count it off.
It's the best way to do it. Make sure it's official.
There you go. And they're going to send Warren Harding across midfield. And it will be 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of the Perry Panthers.
That might soften this Perry defensive up just a little bit because that box is stout.
So James Jones in the shotgun. Tailback lined up in the pistol behind him. They're going to turn, hand it off over the left-hand side. That's Provit. Gets across the 45 down to the 43-yard line.
That was a great job by Warren's offensive line to open up a big hole on that left side. They pulled two pullers, but the one guy turned back for a blitzing linebacker. The first puller was able to still get to the play side and get a hat on the hat, and it created a 4-yard gain.
And it will be 2nd and 6, 6:20 remaining in the first quarter. Perry leads 6-0 after going 80 yards on their opening drive, mostly due to Connor Shepard and putting the points on the board first. Harding moving left to right, trips right, and a motion that should have been up. There it is. And that's going to be a false start on Harding's Jeremiah Crenshaw, the junior, just got a little rock in his step inside in that trips bunch.
Yep. He was about to what's called fold inside. He was lined up outside the line of scrimmage. He's going to fold inside for that front side linebacker, but left a little early. Now it puts you behind the change on second down. You just had a great run on first down.
2nd and 11 for Harding. Ball at the 48-yard line. They're lined up on the left hash and trips to the right. Single wide out, short left. Turn, throws this one. Little pop pass right there. Caught by Matt Richardson, and he'll pick up a couple. And that will put the Raiders at the 44-yard line.
Yep, about 3rd and 7. So definitely thinking you're going to go to the air right here. Don't want to do anything that's going to make your quarterback force a throw. Want to give them something easy, maybe roll out to their sideline, maybe with a little run pass option.
So here we go, 3rd and a long 7. Probe it to the right of Jones in the shotgun. Back to passes Jones. Throws a little shoulder shrug in there, and that is going to be knocked away. Great defense from Perry's Jaden Wilson, who turned his head at the right moment, was able to get a hand on that ball.
That was textbook coverage. Textbook coverage, stayed in his hip the whole time, like you said. Made that turn at the pivotal moment, kept in stride, kept running, and was able to make a play on the ball. That time, Perry just wanted to go a go route, thought their dude can beat their dude, threw it up, but Perry had buttoned up coverage.
So after the first penalty, Perry's defense kind of did what they needed to do to get off the field, and a punting unit on for Warren Harding. And that punt will be taken at the 12-yard line. Over to the right-hand side and pushed out of bounds was Nazir Foster. So Perry will have the ball 1st and 10. They marked him out at the 19-yard line. So now we're going to get to see Jonathan Lemon, because Perry does a rotation with Connor Shepard and Lemon, with Shep going both ways, offense and defense.
Yeah, Shep being the leading tackler and leading rusher, second leading rusher in week 1. So Shepard's definitely a two-way guy, valuable to both the offense and the defense. That was a huge play by the return man, because he was able to get 10 more yards, start the 10-yard line. He got just enough to get him to the 20. That's so much more breathing room for your offense.
And they will line up 1st and 10 at the 19. Perry with 3 receivers to the right. Treharn in the shotgun. Lemon behind him in the pistol. He now shifts to the left. Man in motion from right to left. He goes behind Lemon. They're going to hand it off to Lemon. Shifty guy right up the middle, and he'll pick up 6 right off the bat, and it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Panthers.
Sweet feet. He was tap dancing through those holes, but great job, great vision, just finding the crease, and was able to get a good 5-6 yards on that one.
That's got to be tough for a defense too. When you go up against a guy like Shepard, who's this big, strong, powerful guy, and first drive, you get that in your mind.
Like, I got to hunker down. I got to, really bring my hips with me and stay low. And then now you got a guy that can dance on you a little bit.
Boy, oh boy. Perry's, if they're able to maintain this offense throughout the season and stay healthy, look for good things from them. It's still early here. 4:34 left in the first quarter. Perry lining up, man in motion from right to left. Turn, hand it off to Lemon. He's trying to get to the edge and just gets tripped up, or he'd have had room to run. Asa Birch was able to trip him up from behind, and it'll be 3rd and short, 3rd and maybe a yard for the Panthers.
Yeah, that play was not designed to go outside, but great job by the running back, just seeing that hole was closed up. He bounced to the far side of the field out to the right and was able to get positive yardage because they were coming off the front side.
3rd and 1 at the 28 for the Panthers. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 6-0 Perry. Ball on the right hash. They'll send a wide receiver to each side, wing left. Lemon to the left of Treharn. They're going to hand it off to Lemon. He's going to dance, spin, have enough to pick up the first down. Gets across the 30 down to the 32-yard line. So moving the chains, keeping the drive alive for the Panthers.
Warren even went to a 5-2 front. What looks like they're playing man-free across the board, just keeping one guy back deep. And still Perry's able to gash him in that 5-2 front.
Perry going a little speed up this time. They broke the huddle early and then checked with the sideline. And, as Harding starts to bring more and more guys in, that's when you work that play action in and able to sneak one in over the top. So first down, I'd like to see him do it here. 2 receivers to the wide side left. Lemon behind Treharn. Now shifts to the left. Man in motion from right to left. Turn. Hand off to Lemon. He dances around. Boy, oh boy. Again, you think he's tied up after 2 yards. He ends up picking up 7 on this carry.
His vision is amazing. That play was power to the left side, to our sideline, and it hit backside A gap because he's just able to see that running back overflow, overcommit. He plants his foot, and the backside A gap is wide open.
And he's 5'10", but he's a low runner. When he gets in there behind his line of scrimmage, behind his offensive lineman, he's got to be difficult to see and is able to find the little gaps and holes and go unnoticed. So second down for the Panthers after a gain of 7, 2nd and 3. They're going to hand it off to Lemon. This time he takes a hit as soon as he receives the handoff in the backfield. Coming in and making a huge hit for the Raiders, senior Tyler Smith.
Yeah, but they hit him a yard in the backfield, and he's able to still get enough lean, enough drive to where he gets about a half-yard gain. So that's almost a 2-yard difference from where he was hit to where the ball was marked down.
And a big third down for the Panthers. 3rd and 3, ball at the 39-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Perry 6, Harding nothing. They break the huddle, send 2 receivers to the left. Lemon to the right of Treharn in the backfield. Treharn back to pass. He's looking, swings it out into the flat. That is caught and picking up the first down. Nazir Foster, a great job of knowing where he's at on the field. Went far enough that even when he came back for the ball, he was going to have enough for the first down, and then did the little extra extension as he went out of bounds.
Seeing this kid for 2 weeks, I'm very, very impressed, not only with his skill, but like you said, with his football knowledge, understanding where the chains are, understanding where he has to make his break. You know, he even tries to get a little extra to make sure with that reach at the end. Very, very high on Foster right now.
So big first down for the Panthers. 1st and 10, ball at the Perry 43, 1:43 remaining in the first quarter. Ball on the left hash, 2 receivers to the short side, single wide out, wide side. Lemon to the right of Treharn. Foster in motion. They're going to turn, swing it out to him in open space, and puts his foot in the ground. Spin move, continues to fight and continues to move forward. And first contact was made about the line of scrimmage. He ends up picking up 4 on that reception.
Yeah, actually, that play, Warren's defense was actually set up perfectly because they moved the 5th guy to the line of scrimmage, which is that outside linebacker to the far side back in coverage. So he recognized that swing pass to the running back right away, was able to flatten it out. But the running back was so tough and so gritty, he was able to still get 4 yards on that play.
So Foster starting to get him involved a little bit more in the offense on this drive, starting to throw the ball a little bit more with Jonathan Lemon in the backfield. And it's 2nd and 6, and Perry needs to hurry up. 5 seconds on the play clock. Lemon lined up to the left of Treharn, ball on the right hash. Turn, hand it off to Lemon. He gets through and gets swung to the ground. Coming in and making the stop again, Tyler Smith has had himself a nice drive on the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, that time he pulled his trigger immediately. He was able to meet him at the line of scrimmage for very minimal gain.
So Harding starting to get a little bit more upfield. You know, I'm like, screenplay.
Right?
I'm like, screenplay.
Play action, do something.
Yeah. So here we go. 3rd and 5. Treharn in the shotgun. Ball almost at midfield. Lemon now shifts to his left in the backfield. Rolling out is Treharn. Turn, squaring his shoulders. That ball's tipped. Coming back and almost making a great catch was Jaden Wilson. That ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but still had enough mustard where Wilson could almost make that catch. Instead, falls incomplete for 4th down.
Yeah, heads up play by the receiver, just coming up an inch short. That time of the past 3 or 4 plays, we saw Warren shift to a 4-3 style defense, so they dropped extra guy back in coverage. So now he's able to play the box for run and is also be able to play that flat for the pass. And it seems like Warren has figured out a defense to hopefully slow this Perry offense down.
And Perry's punting unit out onto the field with the ball at the Perry 48-yard line. And I imagine this is going to get kicked out of bounds. And a high booming kick. That's going to be not a great kick at all. That's probably going to go out of bounds at the Harding 40-yard line. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds at. And, they're still bringing him in. So that's going to be at the 43-yard line for Harding.
Was it about 13-yard?
Yeah, not a great punt for they were at the 48. So net, it's going to be a 5, 6, 7, 9-yard punt.
9-yard punt.
So Harding defense stepping up, making some adjustments there in that second drive for the Panthers, getting a stop, and their offense comes back out onto the field with 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Perry Panthers lead 6-0 over the Harding Raiders here at Mollenkoff Stadium in Warren. So Jones still in at quarterback for Harding, sends 3 receivers to the wide side right. Takes the snap, turn, hands it off to Provit over to left. He's going to bounce this outside, and a penalty marker in the area of holding. We'll see what the official, and that is the signal he is going to make to the referee.
That time they had trips down to the wide side of the field, but they ran it weak, so they tried to stretch the defense and run to the weak side where the defense was. What was the play? What was a penalty? What was a holding?
Holding penalty on Harding.
Gotcha.
That was on number 74, Michael Wade, and that was the last play of the first quarter, but it's not going to end on a penalty. Correct. So we're going to have an untimed down here. First, and don't think it's going to be quite 20 because that penalty happened about 2 yards downfield. So I believe it's going to be 1st and 18.
On the first drive for Warren, it got stalled by a penalty, and hopefully it's not the same on this one.
No, they say that hold happened right at the line of scrimmage. So 1st and 20 for the Raiders. Trips bunch to the right, turn, hand it off to Provit again up the middle, and he's still on his feet. Great run from Provit, getting across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. And that will be the end of the first quarter here at Mollenkopf Stadium. The Perry Panthers lead the Harding Raiders by a score of 6-0. We're going to step away and take a break. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92Radiosports.com.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members with a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Second quarter about to get underway, and we're going to have and Coach Richardson is not going to be happy about this coming off the end of the quarter and having to burn a timeout. He is furious, out to the hashes, yelling at his team. We talked about this earlier in the season. It might have been week 1 where we had a penalty right off of a timeout coming right out of the corner. And as a coach, it's got to be infuriating.
Yeah, it happened last week with St. Vincent St. Mary.
That's right.
You're coming right out of a quarter break. You have about 4 minutes to get your personnel set, to get the perfect play called, how you want to start the drive. You come out and you're one short. Infuriating as a head coach. You got to burn the timeout.
And this timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. So second quarter action about to get underway. Harding breaks the huddle, sends 3 receivers to the wide side right, single wide out short left. Jones takes the snap, play action. He's going to step up and run, coming up and making the tackle for a loss. A great job coming through from Caleb Lawan, taking down Jones for a loss.
They tried to run the bubble screen to the number 2 receiver on the top of to the far side. Great job by the defense reading it. He jumped it. The quarterback had to pull it down, tuck it, and run for what he can get. Great job by that defense in the recognition and playing that beautifully.
So that loss brings up a 3rd and 18 for the for the Harding Raiders. They will send 3 receivers to the right, single wide out left. Jones in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's looking. He's got pressures, trying to step up, and he's going to short arm that. I don't know if they rule it a catch or not. They are going to say it is a catch, even though Perry's saying that it hit the ground. They give it to him. That was Matt Richardson who was able to barely get his hands underneath that short pass, but it sets up a 4th and 9 for Harding, and it looks like they're leaving their offense out on the field.
That may be a little bit of home cooking, maybe just a little bit, Big 4th down, got 4th and 9 to go. We'll see what they dial up.
So 4th down, Jones in the shotgun. It looks like a little pooch punt here as he takes a couple steps back, and boy, he gets off a nice punt, and that will bounce, and Harding is going to down this football inside the 10-yard line all the way down at the 8-yard line. So a great call from Harding, doing the pooch punt and not giving Perry an opportunity to get a return in.
I love the quick kick. I love it. I did it all the time when I had Keaton Rhodey, because Keaton Rhodey was a great kicker, a great punter. And in that situation, you want to try to create the field and flip it for mismatch. And so how do you keep all your guys up, line up in the offensive formation? Kick a quick punt. No one's back. You're able to down them inside the 10-yard line. Beautiful, beautiful execution.
So Perry will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line. 10:25 remaining in the first half. Perry leads 6-0. And back into the game at the tailback position is going to be Connor Shepard. Had a ton of success on Perry's opening drive, taking them 80 yards down the field for that opening score. And they're going to line up with Shep to the right of Treharn in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off to him over the right-hand side. He'll get to the 10, picking up 3 on the carry, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
It looks like Warren's playing with the alignment of their defensive linemen too, so that might mess up some blocking schemes front side for Perry. So we'll see if they stick with it. But the past about 6 plays, Warren's looked a lot better on defense.
It's all that in-game adjustments, and you and I have talked about it in our previous broadcasts. I like to see the adjustments at halftime as well, but seeing them be used so effectively, here in the second quarter is bodes great for Harding. And handoff to Shepard over the right-hand side. Boy, he is quick and nimble for a bigger guy, and he will pick up that 1st down after having to elude a defender right as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Warren went back to that 5-2 defense, and they got penetration. But Connor Shepard just made a great move, like you said, and was able to bounce to the right side and picked up a really good gain on first. Was that 1st down?
That was second down. Second down, yep. And he picks up the 1st down, takes Perry all the way out to the 19, 9:25 remaining in the first half. Perry with the ball, moving from left to right. 2 receivers wide side left. Turn, swing it out over into the flat. That is caught, making a man miss, getting out to the 24-yard line. Again, Nazir Foster is very elusive in open space.
Again, that power read where you have the ability to give a handoff with power, or you can able to pull it and throw your hitch out to the wide receiver if they're playing cushion. They keep playing cushion, so quarterback recognized it, pulled it, solid throw and catch.
Ball now on the left hash, 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. And they will check with the sideline. Single receiver to the short side left. Single receiver to the wide side right. They also have a wing 1-and-1 off the right side of the line of scrimmage. Shepard to the right of Treharn in the backfield in the shotgun. Takes the snap, and they're going to throw this out on a slant route. That is caught by Jaden Wilson. He will get across the 35-yard line down to the 36, and another 1st down for the Panthers. So Harding starts to pack the box a little bit. Perry starts to move outside and get the receivers involved a little more.
And they have the skill this year to be able to do it. Like I said in the pregame, that's what I'm most impressed with, probably beside this offensive line, is just how well Perry has skill and how they're utilizing it.
They're balanced, and they haven't been balanced in
very long time.
20 years.
Very long time.
So 1st and 10 for the Perry Panthers. They're on the right hash, moving left to right. Treharn in the shotgun. Shepard to his left. Back to pass again. Hitch route on the right-hand side. That time Foster went to run before he caught the football and gets swung out of bounds. That's incomplete. And will set up 2nd and 10 for the Panthers.
Just took his eye off the ball. Split second too soon. He knew he only had one guy to beat. He already had about a 6-yard gain, but he was trying to hit a home run with that one. Got to catch it first.
Coming up at halftime, we'll send it back to the studio, get some news from Jeff Mears. We get a break in action here. We'll jump into the scoreboard for a little bit, give you some scores from some area teams. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Man in motion, that's Foster from left to right. Fake to him, handed off to Shepard. Over to left-hand side, he's got room across the 40, 50, 45, 40. Still on his feet all the way down to the 37-yard line. Connor Shepard having a day.
That time Perry was in a 7-man front. They had a tight end to the right. They had a wing to the left. They ran it to the left behind the wing. Connor was able to make a linebacker miss, broke to the outside for a huge, huge gain for the Panthers.
And you've talked about having the skill on the outside. Just that little fake to Foster in motion had to freeze the defense for a little bit, and that gave that extra crease to Shepard to squeeze through and get to the outside. So big run, 1st down, and he's going to take a break as Jonathan Lemon comes back into the ball game. Ball on the left hash. Perry has 2 wings in the game. This looks like the wing T, and we're going to have a motion, a false start on Perry's Luke Heel. Has just got a little too antsy there.
Just a little bit. The wing back, too, on the right side, he took a big step forward. Is that 44?
Yeah, that's who they got the penalty on.
Yep.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, what's this offense? I've seen
Right.
this a time or two before in Perry. 2 wing backs in the game, and they're going to go back to it. 2 wings, Lemon in the pistol behind Treharn. And they will check with the sidelines. Talk about throwing a little. I mean, most of these guys know the offense, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be surprising to see them sprinkle that in throughout the. And Coach Lino upset with the miscommunication there, and they're going to take a timeout. And this timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. Let's check in some scores we got going on in the area. Howland 10, Marlington 7, 11:55 remaining in the second quarter there.
The Duke's hanging in there.
Yeah, Orville 14, Canton Central Catholic 0. East Canton leads Sandy Valley 13-7. East Akron 12, Canton South 7.
Tight game.
Alliance and Streetsboro knotted up at 13.
Nice. Some good games tonight.
There is. End of the first, Louisville and Northwest, no score.
Wow.
That's a good game tonight.
Man, that Louisville program is trending in the right direction.
Yep, 6-0 here. Perry leads Harding. They're going to hand this one off to Lemon right up the middle. He gets tied up, but is able to fight through and pick up 3 yards, moving the Panthers across the 40 to the 39.
They ran power that time. Lemon hit it in the backside A-gap again. They made contact at the line of scrimmage, but he kept his feet moving, broke his shoestring tackle, and was able to fall forward for at least a gain of 2 or 3.
So after that penalty and the carry from Lemon, it's 2nd and 12 at the 39-yard line. 2 receivers to the wide side right, wing left. Lemon to the right of Treharn in the backfield. Turn, play action. Treharn back to pass. He's got a man on the slant wide open, and it's caught at the 10-yard line. Caught it in stride, had the defender beat, but had to go down while making the catch. Jaden Wilson puts the Panthers inside the RG Drag red zone.
There was nobody in center field on the defense. Great job by Perry recognizing it. The inside receiver, they ran a deep slant. Again, vacant by the defense. Great pitch and catch.
And Perry brings Shepard back into the ball game at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal. They're going to hand it off to Shepard. He'll fight and battle and keep his legs turning. He's taken the whole defense with him. He carried probably 15 guys from both Perry and Harding, an additional 4 yards at the end of that play.
Great job, too, by the offensive line coming up, getting in that pile, keeping their feet moving, and trying to get every inch they can as they get closer to the goal line.
So 2nd and 6 from the RG Drag, 2nd and goal in the RG Drag red zone. Ball on the left hash. And they're going to go that big, too tight, stacked formation that they had scored on earlier Shepard to the right of Treharn. Turn. Hand it off over to the left-hand side. He's battling forward all the way down to the 2-yard line. Very reminiscent of the last time they scored, getting inside and then 2-3 yards here and there until they eventually ended up in the end zone on 4th down.
Yeah, especially if you're going to get yards after contact no matter what, whether that's 1 yard, 2 yards, half a yard. But whenever you hit these Perry running backs, they're falling forward for extra yardage.
Here we go. 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line. 5 minutes remaining in the half. Shepard to the left of Treharn. Ball on the left side. Turn. Hand it off to Shepard. This time he gets bottled up and I think potentially lose a yard, as it'll be, he's going to lose 2 yards. It'll be 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Shepard's going to come out of the game.
What do you think? Play action rollout? 5-yard line?
I thought that time, too, if Treharn would have kept that.
It was wide open, wasn't it?
Wide
there was
open
nobody down here.
On the right-hand side. So here we go. Oh, Shepard's back into the game. He's lined up to the left of Treharn. 2 tights, wing left, wide out, short side left. Turn. Straight quarterback run. That wasn't the quarterback in there. That was Foster. And Foster's going to get to the 2-yard line and get stood up and not get in a goal line stand from the Harding Raiders.
That is huge for Warren Harding. Bend, don't break. Get him down here. Bone up on 4th down. Now you get a chance to change the momentum before half and get back some life in this football game.
Yeah, that's a big stand. But here's a good thing if you're Perry. Harding's on the 2-yard line. Their end zone's behind them. We've seen Perry stout defense. If I'm Harding, though, we've had success just throwing that deep ball, hoping for a penalty, maybe trying to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. But then you have to worry about holding in the end zone and the safety.
Or get an interception, this close to the end zone for a pick six, or at worst, they get great scoring position. So we'll see what Perry does on this drive.
Here we go. 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line. Warren Harding backed up after a 4th down stand at the goal line, and they're going to go power I, stacked I, up back, fullback, tailback, penalty flag. Sideline warning on Perry.
That's probably just the defensive coordinator trying to get a last minute, or the signal caller try to get a last minute message to their guys.
Yeah, it's funny because that referee is standing at the 2-yard line, and the closest player to him's down at the 25.
It was on the coach. I promise. Been there many a time.
Here we go. Stacked eye for Warren Harding, and that's going to help them. They went with the hard count and got the left defensive end to jump offside. I believe that is Ryan Hapadalt.
Great discipline by your offensive line, holding your water. Now you get a little bit more breathing room to operate as an offense. Let's see if they take advantage of it.
Hey, it's going to change the play call too. 1st and 5 now instead of 1st and 10 at the 2. You're at the 7.
Yep.
You don't have to go stacked eye. You can go back to your normal offense as Harding breaks the huddle, sends 2 receivers to the right side. Under center is Jones. He's got an up back and a tailback. Turn, handed off to Provit. Provit dances, tries to get to the outside, and he runs over a man at the 10-yard line and falls forward to the 12. Actually, they're going to mark him at the 13, and that's going to be a 1st down for Harding with 3:58 remaining.
That was a great hard run. I mean, when the defender came to make a play, you saw the defender start to go backwards. That was just a good hard run, getting to the chains and moving them for the 1st down.
And Harding only has 1 timeout remaining as well, as we're down to 3:40 remaining in the half. Jones takes the snap, hands it off to Provit in the backfield. Oh, he goes down hard. Thought he was going to break through, and then coming up and filling in that hole, I believe was number 45 for Perry, Michael DeSantis. And they do go hurry up, hand it off to Provit. And again, he's only going to pick up a couple, and it'll set up a 3rd and 5 for Harding, 3:12 remaining. And I imagine, Coach, if Harding doesn't get the first here, Perry's taking a timeout?
Yes, I would. I tried to keep as much clock as I can, get this last drive, be methodical, be able to be balanced. So, yes, I take a timeout if we stop him here.
So 3rd and 6, 2:50 remaining in the half. Perry leads 6-0. Harding goes 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And in at quarterback now is Satavian Hill. He's a runner. He had some success last week. And that should be a delay of game.
That took a while.
And it is a delay of game. So now it's going to be 3rd and 11 for Harding. So it started out as a promising drive, getting out of the end zone, starting to get some momentum, has come to a lull if you're the Raiders.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because, you really start to see some excitement with that offense. Great job by the offensive line getting hats on hats. The running backs running hard, but you're hampered again by penalties.
So Hill now in at quarterback. And I think they had Eric Hill at tailback. Satavian Hill is going to take the Wildcat and immediately get hit, gets away. But he's still on his feet, breaks another tackle, get to the edge, across the 30, finally pushed out of bounds. I thought he was dead to rights after a gain of maybe 1 or 2, but his shiftiness and elusiveness kept his legs moving, and a big gain for Harding.
I thought he was dead to rights twice. It looked like we stopped him. Oh, wait, no, he's going. Okay, they stopped him. Oh, wait, no, he's going. I mean, great second and third effort.
All the way down to the 32-yard line. Now Harding has to start to work with some urgency. 2:20 remaining in the first half. They go trips bunch to the right. Turn, hand it off to Provitt over the right-hand side. This time he is bottled up and going nowhere. Great job coming in and making the tackle from Michael DeSantis on the backside defensive end.
Yeah, that was a good job by the defensive end, seeing that crease and B-gap, getting enough penetration to where running back had nowhere to go. Still was able to get some positive yardage, but the clock is ticking. Warren has to move.
Yeah, 2nd and 8. We're down to 1:55 remaining in the half. Jones at quarterback. Provitt to his right. Trips to the wide side left. Takes the snap. Looks. Throws. Caught by Richardson. He's immediately tackled and brought down. I believe that was Shepard? I think that was Connor Shepard who immediately made the tackle. And a 3rd and 6 now for the Raiders. They'll send 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Jones, bad snap. It's on the ground. He scoops it up at the 25. He's got room trying to get something out of nothing, and he will able to get back to the line of scrimmage. But that's it. Actually, they're going to mark him with a loss of 1, and it sets up 4th down with 1:13 remaining. Perry still has 2 timeouts left, and they're electing not to use them. And finally, we got a timeout.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to burn one. I mean, you like to see them burn it with about 9 more seconds on the clock, but at least you're going to have around 55 seconds when they get the ball back and still be able to have a drive before this half is over.
So it'll be 4th and 8. And, I mean, this gives Harding an opportunity to decide, too, if they want to go for it. Because if you don't pick it up here, you're giving Perry great field position with you said 55 seconds remaining in the half.
I mean, no, you punt it. You definitely punt it. I mean, yeah. There's you got to punt away. Maybe quick kick again, but you already kind of showed your hand that last time, so they'll probably have at least one of the safeties drop all the way back. So there's just not a dead ball rolling around back there. But I just go max punt here, cover, and then play D.
So here we go. Harding breaks the huddle from the sideline. 4th and 8, 1:02 remaining, and they do have their punter out there. And Perry sends Jonathan Lemon and Nazir Foster back to return the punt. They're standing at the 30. Snap back, and the punt is away. An end-over-end punt, and Lemon takes it. Him and Foster run into one another. Lucky they held on to that football. But Lemon gets down to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers with 54 seconds. Come on, Coach. 54 seconds.
Always 1 second off. Okay. But very, very lucky that Perry comes away with that ball because you have both returners going for the ball. No one called it. That could have been a catastrophe for Perry before the half.
Yeah, that would have been bad because you'd have given Harding great field position here if you were Perry. So the Panthers break the huddle, and they're going to send two receivers to the right, to the left. Treharn in the shotgun. Lemon lined up to his left. 1st and 10 at the 35. Back to pass. Swings it out to Foster. Foster catches it across the 35 down to the 40-yard line. And now Perry's going to have to go a little hurry up. 44 seconds remaining in the half. They still have any time.
Plenty of time.
They have 2 timeouts remaining. They hurry up, get it back to Foster. What a catch on the sideline. Able to keep his feet inbound, fully extended, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock at 30 seconds.
Again, can't say how impressed I am by number 17. I mean, 2nd week in a row that this guy's making clutch plays at clutch times. Very exciting to watch him play.
So 3rd down and 2, ball at the Perry 43. 2 receivers to the wide side left, 2 to the short right. Lemon to the right of Treharn in the shotgun. Penalty marker on the play. Offsides called on Harding. They lined up in the neutral zone. So that's going to give Perry
automatic first.
5 yards in the first down. So that puts them out to the 48-yard line. 30 seconds still remaining.
Plenty of clock to work with.
And that's showing Perry has no timeouts remaining. So they've got to work the sidelines. Treharn takes the snap. He's back. Look. Throws, just a miscommunication between him and Evan Spurrell.
Yeah, like they were running the sail route where the wide out, he runs a streak, and then the slot receiver, he bends it, runs it towards the sideline right underneath him. They just went on the same page.
Only 3 seconds come off the game clock, so there's 27 seconds remaining in half. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we're going to have a special guest joining us here shortly.
Can't wait.
So 2nd and 10. Treharn takes the snap, turn, hands it off to Lemon. Lemon bounces it out to the outside across midfield and goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark at the 47-yard line. So
and that's great awareness by the running back, understanding the situation. A lot of running backs, they would try to put their shoulder down or spin or try to get extra yardage. He knew, hey, we're in a tight jam with time. I got to get out of bounds, live to fight another play. Great heads-up play.
3rd and 5, 22 seconds remaining in the half. Perry on the right hash, 2 receivers right and left. Lemon to the left of Treharn. They hand it off to Lemon up the middle. He's across the 40, 35, 30, all the way down to the 27-yard line. Perry's got to hurry up. Clock will stop while they move the chains. Perry lines up. Here comes the spike. And they down it with 12 seconds. They let that extra one tick off there. Did you see that?
I did. I did.
12 seconds remaining in the half. Perry, 2nd down now at the 27-yard line.
At a certain place that I know, they might take 3 or 4 seconds off that clock. I don't need to say no names. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
2nd and 10 at the 27. Perry sending 3 receivers to the wide side left, single short right. Treharn back to pass. He's rolling out to his right, and that's going to come back. There is a holding penalty on the play, that right tackle.
Yep.
That was on number 54
Heel
for the Panthers, Mason Heel.
Well, I know he was holding, but great job by the running back picking up that blitzer. Now, he did a heck of a job blocking, but the right tackle needed to keep his hands inside a little bit.
So that puts 5 seconds remaining on the clock. Perry's got enough time. Just heave one up into the end zone. I don't think their kicker has a leg to try a field goal from here. Harding might have been able to attempt a field goal from here, but I don't think Perry is able to do so, as it'll be 2nd and 20 from the 37-yard line. Still on the right hash. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they handed off to Lemon. Trips bunch to the short side right, single wide out left. Back to pass is Treharn. Here comes the pressure. He's just going to lob this one up, and it is going to be caught for the touchdown. Unbelievable! That pass was lobbed up. There were 4 defenders from Harding there, and Jaden Wilson was able to pull it off a defender's back and fall into the end zone for the score.
All I can say is, wow, that was great job tracking the ball, not giving up on the play, high pointing the ball, coming down with it, and finding the end zone. That was a spectacular football play.
What an unbelievable catch to end the first half. On to attempt the extra point, Price DeStefano. He had his first attempt blocked very early on in the first quarter. And this one is going to be up and through the uprights and good.
Well, that's an exciting way to end the half.
It very much is an exciting way to end the first half. The Perry Panthers up. That went through, right? They didn't change the score on the scoreboard yet.
I'm sorry, I didn't see. I'm still catching my breath from that play.
I'm pretty sure he made it. Yeah, there it goes. All right, there we go. So at the end of the first half, the Perry Panthers lead the Harding Raiders by a score of 13-0. We're going to step away and take a break. And when we come back, Shepis is going to join us from Warren Harding, and Coach Hall is going to do a live interview on air. You ready for that, Coach?
I hope I'm ready for it. We'll see.
We're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, halftime festivities here from Mollenkopf Stadium. Perry 13, Warren Harding 0. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton. Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
We're back here on the Q92 halftime. I'm here in the booth with one of my favorite people, one of the best people in the football world. When you mention his name, is nothing but respect, because what he's done in high school, in college, what he's done as a player. Coach Rick Shepis is here. He is the athletic director at Warren Harding. And, Coach, it's just a pleasure for you to stop by the booth, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Tone, it's great to be here with you. We've got a long history together with each other, and much love and respect for you as well. And glad to get the airtime for Warren Harding here.
Amen, man. So talk to me about what's going on at Warren Harding. I mean, I see the beautiful field, the stadium, the facility you guys built. So talk to me about what you guys got going on.
The students matter here at Warren. The fabric of the community is built around, what they could do for the kids. One of the things I noticed right away were the cafeterias, all live cafeterias, all the cafeteria workers loving up on these kids. We feed them. I mean, we go to the nth degree, farm to table, to feed them all the good food. And, I noticed that the administration, they run a buttoned up organization here, and it's just a great time to be here with all the construction that's been going on, and, timing, has been good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk to me about Coach Richardson and what he brings to this Warren program.
Yeah, I think, he brings a tenacity to him. He brings hard-nosed, football. He comes from that in his background. Warren JFK player, to Youngstown State player, hard-nosed fullback, bringing that grit that comes, out of these towns, where these old mill towns like Warren and Youngstown. And I love what Matt's doing with the program. he's coaching behavior, and he's trying to turn the mindset of these kids around, and make them a little tougher. We went out and hired Mike Bartos. He's one of the best strength trainers in the area.
One of the best. I know Mike. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. God bless Mr. Payofilis with AVI. He helped us in a partnership with Steve Shiro, our superintendent, to bring him in. And I'll tell you what, with the new center that Mr. Shiro has built here, $35 million facility, indoor turf, 6-lane all-weather track, running track up top, 2 weight rooms inside the facility.
Wow.
We've been able to train all our kids, and all of our kids, get the benefit of Mike Bartos. We repurposed Colin Smetty. He's been doing some strength for us. We repurposed him into the classroom.
Okay.
And he works alongside Mike. The kids really respond to both of them, and we're here for all the kids. I mean, Mike was just telling me as the new school year started, we got a group of guys that are into powerlifting.
Okay.
And so is Mike.
Right. Oh yeah.
Mike can put up some serious weight.
Oh, I know.
And we got some kids, that are gravitating to him, and we'll end up having a powerlifting team out of the thing before it's all said and done.
For those of you who don't know, Coach Bartos is one of the most respected guys in the strength field in the state of Ohio, if not the country. I mean, he's done a couple coaches clinics for me when I was at St. Thomas and McKinley, and I just have tremendous respect for what he does. Him and his wife, both just great people, great at their profession, and great with kids.
No, it's unbelievable the way the kids gravitate. And he's always given the guys measurable goals, and he's given them, an attachment, something to, a sense of belonging, that's around doing all the right things.
That's a great resource for the kids in Warren, man.
Yeah. And from what the kids are coming from,
right.
They're looking for every role model they can get. That's why it's always so important. The job that you did over in McKinley, same kind of thing. They're looking to that role model because they see themselves in you and what they can be and the opportunities that can be there for them,
right.
In their lives. So, it's a significant role, and it goes plenty beyond the playing fields. It's long past that.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about the big picture.
Yeah. I never coached to win games. I coached to make young men and women out of these young people.
Exactly.
And be the right role models, put the right role models around them. The process that you create and the culture that you create generates the wins.
Man, listen, my cousin Ellery Moore, obviously played for you, but just the impact you've had on his life and the sheer respect he still has for you years later.
Yeah.
That's the effect you hope to have as a head coach, is because, the things that you teach these guys, it may not hit them till 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line.
Right.
But like you said, you're coaching for the long haul.
Yeah.
And Coach, I just respect you so much for that. Let's rewind a little bit back. Let's just take you back to your Stark County days, Coach.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of your highlights or some of your favorite moments when you were coaching the sidelines in Stark County.
I think one of the most memorable moments is, with 2 new coaches coming into Stark County, Kerry Hodakovic at your place. You guys are coming off of a state championship, with Coach McD, great coach. And I'm coming into Massillon, and we're over at St. Halorambas for that, for the
coaches kickoff.
For the coaches kickoff.
Yeah.
We're talking about our teams, and I thought that I was gonna introduce myself and to Stark County, just be generally respectful, short, sweet, talk about our program, talk about our kids, and Coach Hodakovic was kind of playing to the crowd a little bit, and he was kind of playing to your boosters, you know what I mean? And I was sitting there, and before he took the stand, he came up and he kind of, put a little forearm in the back of my head and rubbed me around a little bit and got a little jar out of his boosters.
Really?
And he kind of woke up the bear. And then, I couldn't go up there and be second fiddle.
Exactly.
To that, so I got up there and I just gave it to him straight. I'm from the Steel Valley,
Right.
Football, the most hard-nosed football is played.
Let them know.
Here in the Steel Valley, that's what I'm going to bring here.
Right.
Be careful because Massillon is coming.
I heard that.
And that's really the start of it. And just the respect. I'm a respect for game guy. I love what the game of football had done for me throughout the course of my life. Sports athletics were always sanctuary to me.
Yep.
I grew up in Struthers, the Nebo Park area. I was in that park. I rode my bike, to practices and was in there with the park lady doing my thing, playing hoops, and I grew up on the playgrounds of Youngstown.
I get it,
so
yeah.
I was smelted anyway.
Right.
And winter stays, when you're playing hoops,
Exactly.
on the playground.
Exactly.
So, I brought all of that with me and the great coaches that I was able to benefit from, from Don Butchie and his staff at Cardinal Mooney to playing for Bill Narduzzi and his staff, and then having Jim Tressel at the tail end of that.
Yep.
A couple training camps, Marty Schottenheimer and that crew, and Forrest Gregg and Lindy, and
Wow.
up in Green Bay,
Wow.
so, and then I finished playing some arena. So I really don't feel like, it had anything to do with me. God put me in the right place to be around all these great people.
Amen.
And then I was able to, bring some of those philosophies to these kids and love up on them and just make sure they had the same opportunities I had.
Coach, can't put into words, how much your tutelage has affected and benefited young people in Ohio and Pennsylvania, everywhere you've been. And you're just a gem to the community. Warren is lucky to have you. I thank you for coming by the booth. I wish you nothing but the best.
Yeah,
I
you
love
too,
you and
Tom.
respect you. Think the world of you, Coach. And
likewise.
Wishing you all the best of luck in the world with the program.
I mean, Tone, you've always been a man of integrity. I mean, you could have done a lot of things with your career, but you were vindicated. You were serious about what you wanted to get done for yourself. And, I love and respect what you've done for yourself, too. You're a great model for young people, too.
Thanks, Coach. Means a lot.
You got to, buddy. You got it. Love you, man.
Love you, too.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go to break.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN. You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Halftime score, the Perry Panthers 13, the Warren Harding Raiders 0. We're going to send it back to the newsroom and get a news update from Jeff Mears. It's halftime at Mollenkopf Stadium. Second half action coming soon. Here's Jeff Mears at the Q92 newsroom.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. A Canton woman who allegedly stabbed her daughter to death has been formally charged with the crime. Stark County grand jury indicted 49-year-old Terry Niner on charges of involuntary manslaughter and negligent assault. She was initially charged with murder, felonious assault, and domestic violence. In the July 10th incident at her home on 20th Street Northeast, Niner is accused of stabbing 30-year-old Ayla Mangan of Canton in the back during an argument. She later died of her injuries at Mercy Hospital. The grand jury declined to indict Niner's husband, who was charged with obstructing justice. Terry Niner is scheduled for arraignment September 12th in Common Pleas Court. A Holmes County woman faces 7 counts, including aggravated murder, after an indictment by a Tuscarawas County grand jury. 40-year-old Ruth Miller is expected to be arraigned Monday in Tuscarawas County Common Pleas Court. Miller's 4-year-old son Vincent drowned in Atwood Lake August 23rd. Sheriff Orvis Campbell said the incident was the result of a religious delusion. Miller had driven a golf cart into the lake at the Marina West that morning with 4 of her children as passengers. The boy's body was found in the lake that night. 15-year-old daughter and twin 18-year-old sons got out of the water on their own. $3.7 million has been awarded in emergency shelter and support service grants for domestic violence victims and their dependents in Ohio. The State Office of Criminal Justice Service awarded the grants Wednesday. Alliance Area Domestic Violence Shelter will receive more than $39,000, while the Domestic Violence Project of Stark County will get $95,000. $40,000 will go to Catholic Charities Regional Agency of Columbiana County and $76,600 to Compass Family and Community Services of Mahoning County. The money covers the year ending June 30th, 2026. 2 lawsuits stemming from the 2023 train derailment in East Palestine have been transferred to Columbiana County Common Pleas Court. The cases were filed in Franklin County, but a change of venue was granted after a defendant argued the incident occurred in Columbiana County. Plaintiffs include area residents who opted out of a class action lawsuit settled in federal court, as well as some who opted in. The 52 defendants include Norfolk Southern, environmental cleanup companies, healthcare providers, and local governments, police and fire departments, and schools. They're accused of failing to protect the public or warn of the dangers presented. Suits also allege people after the derailment. A Massillon man arrested after a police chase across state lines Sunday night is set to appear in court on charges in West Virginia. A hearing for 41-year-old Van Jones is scheduled Thursday in Hancock County Magistrate Court. He's charged with fleeing, receiving stolen property, and driving with a suspended license. Jones is accused of leading a Columbiana County Sheriff's deputy and East Liverpool police officer on a pursuit in a stolen vehicle from Route 39 to the Chester exit across the state line on Route 30. After his extradition, he faces charges including robbery, strangulation, and intimidation. Jones also is charged with violating a protection order. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
The Youngstown Ursuline football game scheduled for tonight has been canceled. A federal lawsuit was filed this week against the school, administrators, coaching staff, and several members of the football team and their parents. It alleges a member of the team was physically and sexually assaulted by other team members. The incidents were recorded on videos shared in the team's group chat and were later sent to other students and the community at large. It also alleges a lack of proper investigation and a cover-up by administrators. The school says disciplinary action has been taken against some students most directly involved with the alleged incidents and says some other students involved had left the football program before any disciplinary action could be imposed. Farrell coach Amp Pegues said he was informed of the game's cancellation Thursday by Ursuline coach Dan Reardon. The city of Warren, a police officer, and a hospital are denying claims made in a federal lawsuit filed by a woman arrested after a miscarriage. Brittany Watts was charged with abuse of a corpse following a September 2023 incident. The grand jury later declined to indict her. The suit claims Watts went to St. Joseph Hospital after experiencing pain and bleeding at roughly 21 weeks of pregnancy. She alleges she was denied timely and appropriate medical care after being diagnosed with a condition known as placental abruption. Watts says she went home untreated and miscarried. She visited the hospital a third time and accuses hospital staff and police of fabricating evidence against her, conspiring with a police detective to report her, and being interrogated. The city says the interrogation was consensual, and the hospital says Watts left the hospital twice against their advice. A Warren man is guilty of kidnapping and felonious assault. A jury in Trumbull County Common Pleas Court returned the verdict Thursday in the case of 64-year-old John Baker. He was acquitted of rape. On February 20th, Baker was accused of sexually assaulting a 70-year-old woman in Champion Township. The victim then locked herself in a bathroom. Baker was arrested after he was found in the woman's home. Police found a knife in the bedroom and noted stab marks on the bathroom door. A pre-sentence investigation will be conducted before he receives his sentence. A Detroit man was arrested after being stopped on I-80 in Portage County this week. 26-year-old Jalen Davis was charged with trafficking in meth and possession of a controlled substance. The sheriff's office says a package containing about 220 grams of methamphetamine was found by a canine officer. The car was stopped by deputies and the Portage Aggressive Crime Enforcement Unit for a minor traffic violation. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, increasingly cloudy skies with a low near 54. Tomorrow, a chance of morning showers. Clouds will gradually make way for mostly sunny skies, a high around 70. Saturday night, partly cloudy, cooler, a low of 46. Mostly sunny on Sunday, a high around 68. From the Q92 Newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears.
This is head coach Spencer Leno from the Perry Panthers. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkoff Stadium. Halftime here. Perry Panthers lead the Harding Raiders 13-0. Let's jump in and check out some of the local area scores. Tuscarora Central Catholic 7, St. Thomas Aquinas 0. Minerva, the Lions 14-0 over Springfield. Coach Slates going for his second win, back-to-back wins for the Minerva Lions. Fairless and Claymont all tied up at 0. Boy, the Hoover Vikings are on a roll to start off this season, 51-0 over Akron North. The Lake Blue Streaks 27, Rocky River 7. Blue Streaks, again, another team that is off to a ruckus start. Massillon Tuslaw 14, Cadwell 7. East Dragons 12, Canton South 7. The Alliance Aviators 26, Streetsboro 13. Northwest and Louisville all tied up at 0 at halftime. Massillon Tigers are trailing Raybun Gap 21-14 at halftime. Orville 28, Canton Central Catholic 0. Marlington Dukes 0. That one's wrong. Hold on, I got a Duke score here for you. Marlington 14, Halland 10 at halftime. I do have an update. Louisville strikes first against Northwest, 7-0 Louisville with 7:52 remaining in the third quarter. Orville 28, Canton Central Catholic 0. Where was I? Let's see. I think, is it Raybun Gap 21. The Massillon Tigers 21. So that game's all tied up now.
Wow.
Let's see. East Canton 21, Sandy Valley 7. St. Francis 21, the Jackson Polar Bears 14. And I believe Lucas Eckerman is back for the Polar Bears. It's his first game of the season after hyperextending his knee in week 1 and not being able to play week 2. Coach, I know you were chatting it up with Coach Shepis there, but Hoover 51, Akron North 0.
51?
Halftime. Yeah.
Wow.
Coach Slates and the Minerva Lions 14-0 at
All
half.
right, Coach Slates.
Lake 27-7 over Rocky River at halftime. So some local scores for you. And then we've got bonus action coming at you on Saturday. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. And Camp McKinley taking on the Cleveland Heights.
Yeah.
That game can be heard on Q92 Facebook, YouTube, and X pages as well. So Clint Scroggs, Brian Beatty, and Ryan Bevere will have the action from that game as well. Halftime score here, Perry 13, Harding nothing. Coach, let's talk a little bit about what we saw in that first half. Perry opening drive, Connor Shepard basically controlling and going the length of the field, 80 yards, getting that first score. And then it was kind of back and forth a little bit. Penalties kind of killed some drives. Some mistakes killed some drives. And then right there at the end of the half, Perry matriculating the ball down the field. Some heads-up plays by Jonathan Lemon getting out of bounds. Same thing with Nazir Foster on the out route getting out of bounds. They took that penalty with 5 seconds left, and we're like, oh, what are they going to do?
Right.
And they throw it up, and Jaden Wilson makes an incredible catch. 5 defenders around him and is able to pull it in off the back of the defender and fall into the end zone to score as time expires.
So far, that's the catch of the season. So far. But, you know, what I saw is a balanced Perry attack who was able to run when they wanted to run and pass when they wanted to pass. The only time that they didn't have success is when they shot themselves in the foot. Warren was able to slow them down a little bit in that second quarter because they switched to a 4-3 defense, and they was able to figure out, you know, how to create some gap control in that box. But still, Perry's falling forward for 2 yards, falling forward for 3 yards, bouncing outside for 4 or 5 yards. Well, they slowed him down. They haven't stopped them. And like you said, that big play at the end of the half, I mean, it was so huge for Perry. Now they got all the momentum starting the third quarter.
Yeah, you kind of feel, too, like maybe Harding just kind of took that play off a little bit and didn't, 5 seconds left. What are they going to do? Just throw it up?
Chuck it up. Yep.
And it comes back to bite them. Harding will have the ball to start the second half, so we'll see what kind of adjustments are made by both teams at halftime as we're getting ready to start here. And, again, thank you to Coach Shepis for coming up and chatting it up with you. It's great to hear. I could sit and listen to football people who have been in the game. I could listen to everyone talk like that forever. Like, I suck it up like a sponge and enjoy listening to the stories from, days gone past and programs and coaches and players. It's just for someone who enjoys the game so much, it's awesome to hear.
Yeah. And I really, he was the head coach of the Massillon Tigers when I played for McKinley, right? and to be able to fast forward 25 years later and to have that mutual respect and that love and that bond, just because, the appreciation of understanding what it takes to be a player at McKinley, to be a coach at Massillon, to be a coach at McKinley. There's with those programs, those bonds, whether it's within the program or even guys from opposite programs, years later, you really appreciate what you have.
Yeah, even though it's a rivalry, there's so much respect for anyone involved in that game and those two programs. So we're about to get underway here at Mollenkopf Stadium. Second half, the run-up and the kickoff. Perry will just kick this one on the ground, and it will be fielded at the 15-yard line, across the 20, 25, trying to bounce it back out to the outside. 30, makes a man miss, and finally brought down across the 30-yard line. A great return there from Warren Harding's number 24, Kai Butcher.
I think he was one away. He was dancing like Michael back there, and he was one guy away from breaking it.
So a nice return, sets up Harding, 1st and 10 at the 31. And, we talked a little bit about the facilities here. A 60-yard indoor field now.
2 weight rooms.
They've got a golf simulator. They have an esports room set up with like 50 gaming systems and computers for kids to game in there. It's a multi-purpose, multifunctional facility. Indoor track meets can be held in there. And it's so beautiful.
So great for the young people of Warren. So great.
And second half, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They're going to pitch this one over to the outside. That is taken, almost went over the head of Matt Richardson, who is now getting some tailback action. And because he was slowed down, having to reach back and up and bring that in, he's only able to get back to he'll lose a yard on the carry, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Great pursuit from Perry's defense.
Great pursuit. They tried to run buck sweep, where they pulled both guards to the wide side of the field, but the defense was able to keep contained and string it out, and the high pitch caused the running back to be delayed and get to the line of scrimmage, so it was a mess from the jump.
Harding moving from right to left. There was some motion early there that did not get called and plays into the hands of the Perry Panthers. The tailback, I believe that's Richardson again, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now that was Probit with the carry, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll set up a 3rd and long now for Harding. So coming out, start the second half. This is not the start to the drive that the Raiders were looking for.
No, not at all. And that was a great job by the front side defensive end, wrong-arming that puller on power, which means he took on that blocker, got inside of him, which allowed that play not to get out the backfield.
So Jones in the shotgun. Lined up to his left is Probit. Play action. Jones back to pass, looking for the slanter, and that's going to be about 3 yards in front of the intended receiver, Richardson, and the punting unit will be onto the field for Harding. So for the Raiders offense, not the great start. For the defense of Perry, a 3 and out, and you're getting the ball back. That's how you want to start the half for the Perry Panthers.
The momentum keeps rolling with Perry. That's what you can't have happen after that big touchdown play. You can't come out as Warren, have a 3 and out, and then you're probably going to give Perry a short field if this is a decent return.
Yeah, Jonathan Lemon and Nazir Foster back to return. This time it's over towards Foster. He takes it at the 40, gets to the 45, and continues to fight out of bounds. And again, it seemed like a little bit late for me with that hit on Foster. No flag on the play, but Perry, great field position out to the 47-yard line of their own 47.
Yeah, you're starting pretty much in midfield on your first drive. The way Perry's been running the ball, I look for them to come out and do the same thing starting this second half.
And Connor Shepard will start the second half at the tailback position. He's been the go-to guy for the Panthers here tonight. And they've got the ball on the right hash, 2 receivers to the wide side left. Shepard to the right of Treharn, turn, hand it off, and immediately hit in the backfield. That was Harding's number 58. Xavion Smith, coming through and knocking Shepherd back. And I think that's the first time they didn't gain positive yards.
Well, you want to know why?
Yeah.
It's because both guards pulled into each other. That was the old, that's what you fear as a gap team, is when one guy gets to play wrong and you have both guards pull into each other. That's why the play didn't get out the backfield.
So 2nd and 12 now for the Panthers. Shepherd to the left of Treharn, ball on the right hash, turn, handed off to Shepherd up the middle, continuing to move forward, and he'll pick up, I think they're going to give him 4 on the carry, so it'll be 3rd and 8. So both defenses making great adjustments here early on, in a big 3rd and 9 for the Panthers.
Yep, big 3rd and 9. That time they ran a fold play, which is where they have the wing back lined up outside the tackle, and then at the snap of the ball, he folds inside and blocks the front side linebacker like an ISO, and enough to get you a 4-yard gain, but it's going to need a lot to get this first.
So 3rd and 9 now for the Panthers, still on the right hash. Treharn back to pass. He steps up in the pocket, and a miscommunication between him and Foster, and that will fall incomplete. And now the punting unit out on for the Panthers. That's Seth Green back to punt, and back to return for the Harding Raiders, Matt Richardson.
That's huge for Warren. So huge, because you come out, you get a 3-and-out your first defensive stand. Everything's going Perry's way, but your defense bones up. Now you get your offense back quick on the field. Maybe they can get something generated. Huge series for Warren.
So the punt, snap, low snap, one hopped by the punter. Great one hop, but it will go out of bounds. And we'll watch the referee and wait for him to put his arm down. I imagine it's going to be around the 27-yard line. Yeah, no, they're going to mark it right at the 22. All right.
Yep.
So Harding will take over 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Perry leads 13-0. 8:53 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And we'll see how Harding's offense, after going 3-and-out that first drive, comes back out.
The biggest thing you can't do is beat yourself. You can't have negative plays. You can't have penalties. As long as you're getting plus yards, you're giving yourself a chance.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 22. 2 receivers to the wide side right. Harding moving right to left. Turn. Handed off over to left-hand side. Breaking a tackle, getting across the 25. And I think that's another tailback. Was that number 40? Yeah. That is Mekhi Brogdon, the sophomore, 5'11", 185, seeing action at tailback. And he picks up 4 on his first carry of the night. And he's going to stay in the ball game. Jones in the shotgun. Brogdon lined up behind him. Trips bunch to the right. And they're going to hand it off and getting tackled in the backfield, coming through for the Perry Panthers. Dominic Walker wrapping up Bogdan for a loss.
That time the center was trying to block back on him because the play was going away, but he was able to get upfield so the center couldn't get to him, and he came through scot-free. That was a great play by that defensive end.
So 3rd and 8 now for Harding, back at the 22-yard line. So back where they started this drive. And they're going to send 3 receivers to the left, single wide out right. Jones in the shotgun. Tailback to his left. Back to pass, play action. Jones looking, throwing off his back foot down the middle of the field. And they're going to call incidental contact. They do. You had 2 defenders for Perry were conversing on the ball that was intended for Richardson. And it's going to force an incompletion and the punting unit to come out onto the field.
That could have very easily been an interception. Warren's very lucky that didn't happen. But, I mean, it's 50 yards downfield, so it's just like a punt, but still almost got intercepted.
Yeah, but you've got 2 guys back now who can really return if they get a chance.
Yeah.
And Nazir Foster and Jonathan Lemon, they are standing at the 40-yard line. Snap back, and the punt is an end-over-end punt and taken by Foster. He makes the first man miss, cuts it back across midfield, gets across the 50, 45, all the way down to the 43-yard line. A great return from Nazir Foster.
This is going to be great starting field position for Perry's offense. Already starting on the plus 42-yard line. So this is great field position from the start. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Yeah, much better than that interception, because that interception would have been about
right into 30.
Would have been about a 20-yard difference with no return. So when you've got those weapons back there, a play like that, just let it go. Let it hit the ground. And that was a low end-over-end punt, and Foster had a return or a defender right in his face when he made that catch and was able to elude him and pick up great yardage on the return.
Yeah, he made two guys miss on that return. Very shifty. I mean, like I said, Foster is fun to watch.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers on the Harding 43, and they'll send 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And I think they're in the Wildcat with Foster. He takes the snap, and he's going to throw it out to the left, and it's caught across the 40, 35, still on his feet, down to the 32-yard line was Jaden Wilson. Another wrinkle where you take out your quarterback in Cameron Treharn, you put Nazir Foster in and let him throw the football.
And everyone's thinking run.
Yeah, I was
The whole
too.
defense is thinking run. So now we know Foster, he can catch the ball. He can play defensive back. He returns kicks. He returns punts. And now he plays quarterback.
Now he plays quarterback. He's staying in the game at the quarterback position. 2 receivers right, 2 left. In the backfield by himself is Foster. Takes the snap. This time keeps it on his own. Right up the middle. Nowhere to go. Tried to bounce it outside. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage before he's tied up by the defensive front for Warren Harding. And it looks like we have an injury on the play. Trying to see what number that is. He looks to be in
some pain.
That is number 9 for the Harding Raiders. Elijah Phillips, the junior, is rolling around on the ground, and training staff is out to look at him. While they do that, we're going to step away and take a break. Yes, we are. We're going to step away and take a break. 6:40 remaining in the third quarter. Perry 13, Harding nothing. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
And back here at Mollenkopf Stadium, and they're going to hand this off to Jonathan Lemon, and Lemon gets back to the line of scrimmage and is tied up and has nowhere to go. First contact made by Harding's number 78, Ellis Daniels, who did a great job just filling that gap and not getting Lemon anywhere to move.
The big fella, he did a great job playing gap control football that time. Was able to get in the backfield, meet him at the line of scrimmage before he can get his ball of steam going, talking about Shepard, and Lemon, and just great job by the defensive tackle. Good job.
Daniel 6'3", 292 senior. And it sets up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 for the Perry Panthers. And they're at the 34-yard line as Treharn is I think they had one
personnel
too many
situation.
Yeah, one too many guys on the field. Treharn caught it in time, but forced Perry to take the timeout. This timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. Let's jump into the scoreboard here, see if we got any other action going on. East Canton leads Louisville 7, Northwest 3.
Okay.
Alliance 26, Streetsboro 13 at half. Marlington takes the lead, 14-13 over Howland, 5:30 left in the third quarter.
The Dukes.
And that Louisville Northwest game is now end of the third quarter, 7-3. Let's see if we can get an update on that Massillon score. They were all tied up at 21. They've got a stretch now where Massillon plays 5 games against 6 games against teams from out of state.
Yep, they're starting to play a national schedule.
Hoover 58, Akron North nothing.
Big third down.
Get to some more scores here in a second. 3rd and 12 at the 34. Treharn back to pass. He's looking. He's throwing it down the middle and just overthrows the intended receiver in Nazir Foster. And that'll be 4th and 12. And Perry's going to play the field position game here on the Harding side of the field and bring their punting unit out onto the field.
Another great job by Harding. Here you're starting on the plus 43, and they can't get a first down to move the chains. I mean, Perry has all the field position, all the momentum, and Harding's able to stop him again for the second time in a row.
It seems both offenses are struggling or both defenses have improved.
That's what it seems like. It seems both defenses settled in, and now they kind of got the beat on what each other is doing, and now it becomes a struggle to make adjustments.
And with Perry up 13, they're going to play the field position game. What?
Wow.
What an incredible punt. That punt bounced, rolled to the right. I'm trying to see the number of the player who was able to save that from going into the end zone. That's number 5 for Perry. Isaiah Payne makes a diving attempt and smacks that ball from going into the end zone, and it goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That was a special teams gem right there. Great job, great coverage, great job keeping it in play, and then great job by the guy who downed it not going out of bounds and getting the ball.
Yeah, Isaiah Payne with an incredible play. The junior defensive back and running back saved them 18 yards on that punt by forcing it out of bounds. So Harding 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line, 5:29 left in the third quarter, trailing the Panthers 13-0. And a penalty, and I believe 12 men on the field for Harding, so that'll push them back half the distance to the goal line. So I guess if you're going to have that penalty, this is the place to do it. You lose 1 yard, but it puts you even closer to your own goal line.
Yes. On dangerous ground right now.
So a player runs off the field for Harding. And again, that's got to be something Coach Richardson can't be happy about, coming off of a change of possession, your first play, and then you got a bonehead penalty. So Jones under center for Harding and trying to get Perry to go off sides, but I think it's a false start.
False
start on Harding. So they were able to get Perry to jump earlier in the game. This time, offensive lineman, I believe the right tackle for Harding, number 74, Michael Wade, jumped early. So that puts him at the half-yard line now. So 1st and 11 and a half for Warren Harding. Again, Jones under center, I formation. They're lined up on the left hash, moving right to left. Jones working the hard count, hands it off over the right-hand side. He stopped, and he did not get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is a safety. Mendez Provitt was not able to get out of the end zone, and coming up, I believe that was Connor Shepard making the tackle and the safety for the Perry Panthers.
He read that beautifully, and as soon as he saw a little bit of daylight, that linebacker pulled his trigger. Connor Shepard was able to get his chest on the chest, keep his feet driving, and not let that running back break that seal of the end zone, creating a safety for his team. Great job, Connor Shepard.
What a play. I think Ryan Hapadalt was in there as well. So the safety for the Perry Panthers, and now they'll get the ball back off of a free kick from Harding, and they should have great field position again to start this drive.
That's why you played the field position game. You punt a couple times. Every time you start them further back. Now your defense makes a big play in the goal line, and you get the ball back.
So Perry leads 15-0, 5:18 remaining in the third quarter. And this is 6 scoreless quarters of football that the Perry defense has had out here. They shut out Akron St. Vincent St. Mary through 2 and a half quarters here at Harding. They have shut out the Harding Raiders as well. So kickoff from the 20-yard line. That's number 38, Elijah Wade, the sophomore for Harding. And you've got some return men back, Foster and Lemon for Perry at the 25-yard line. Boy, give them some room. And a great kick from Harding, but it will be taken by Foster at the 22, across the 30, 35, 40, tries to get to the sideline. They're saying he stepped out of bounds after a great spin move. My goodness, they say he stepped out at the 42-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Perry 42.
And again, great field position because you have to deep kick it from your own 20-yard line. Now, great field position for Perry for their third drive starting this half.
So let's see. Shepard is in the game at tailback. Treharn is in at quarterback. The only reason I specify that is because we've seen some rotations in and out of the quarterback and tailback position for Perry. Shepard now moves to the right. Perry moving left to right across your radio dial, your TV screen. They hand it off to Shepard. He gets across the 45 down to the 47-yard line. So a great run from Shepard there. Again, another situation, you think he's going to be bottled up at the line of scrimmage, and he finds a way to get positive yardage, picking up 5.
Yeah, and that time, great job by the running back being patient. They ran counter. He had 2 pullers in front of him. He had to wait a little bit to let them get their block. As soon as he saw they had a hat on the hat, he was able to spurt through the hole. So it was great patience that time.
So 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. Ball at the 47. Shepard in at tailback to the left of Treharn. 2 receivers to the left. Wingman on the left-hand side as well. And we're going to have a penalty marker and false start. And we've seen this with Perry last year when they run that wing and motion. And then back to the same side he motioned from. They had an issue with the false starts last week on that as well.
Yep.
So 5-yard penalty on Perry. So that'll make it 2nd and 10 now and negate the 5 yards gained by Shepard in that first carry. 4:30 remaining in the third quarter. Perry leads 15-0. They send wing and tight end to the right-hand side. They're going to do a tight trips bunch as they bring in Foster. Shepard to the right of Treharn. Turn, hand off to Shepard. Over to left-hand side. He's got room, bounces it outside, and then decides to come back. He gets across midfield down to the 49-yard line and sets up a 3rd and short. A great run for Connor Shepard to put them in 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, that time you overload the right side with your bunch trips, and then you run counter back to the weak, knowing that you have numbers when you have 2 pullers pulling backside. So that was a great scheme and great execution by Perry.
So 3rd and scoreboard says 3. I'm looking at the chains. That looks like 2.
Yeah, we'll go 2.5.
Ball on the left hash. Shepard to the left of Treharn. Wing goes in motion from right to left and then comes back. Handed off to Shepard. He should have enough to power forward and continue to power and picking up the first down.
Still going. Still going. There we go.
The line to gain was the 47, and that's where he got hit at, and then ended up all the way down to the 42-yard line. So the offensive line pushing Connor Shepard forward for an additional 5 yards. It's 1st and 10, Panthers at the 42.
That's the type of attitude you love to see as a coach. Your guys scrapping and fighting for every single yard, and the whole team, not just the running back, but the offensive line's involved too. Good job.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. There will go that tight trips bunch on the left-hand side. They're lined up on the left hash. Turn, handed off to Shepard over to the left-hand side. He cuts it back in to the inside and will pick up 4 on the carry. And, Coach, you mentioned something about a team.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a cohesive team. Like, watching the way that they move, Jonathan Lemon hasn't seen a ton of action today. I guarantee he's not upset about that.
Exactly.
Because they're out there, they're winning 15-0, and they continue to move the ball. So when he gets his chance, he's going to take advantage of it. But, they're all rooting for one another, whether they're on the field or not.
And you can see it. You can see it in their play. You can see it in their body language.
Treharn now with the play action, rolling out to his right. He's got a ton of defenders, and he throws it out, and almost an incredible catch. That falls incomplete, intended for Jaden Wilson. And you got Cameron Treharn had 3 defenders in his face, rolling out to his right. That's a tough lob pass that he tried to make there and almost completed it.
Must say almost got it there. And that was a great effort by Wilson, laying out, sacrificing his body and trying to get that ball. Almost came up with it.
So another big 3rd down on this drive for Perry, 3rd and 6 on the left hash. You got 2 receivers to the wide right side near the numbers. Treharn in the backfield. Connor Shepard lines up behind him. They check with the sideline. 2:05 remaining in the in the third quarter. Connor Shepard now moves to the right of Treharn. He takes it, play action, swings it out on the right-hand side. That's caught at the 40, across the 30. Still on his feet, picking up the first down is Nazir Foster and gets all the way down to the 25-yard line.
That happened because his brother, his wide receivers of arms, Wilson, took his guy about 5 yards upfield and pancaked him. So he opened up the lane for his fellow wide receiver buddy. Great job blocking on the perimeter for your guy. That's selfless team ball right there. That's what you love to see.
I think there are a couple things when I watch football that, if you look at the stats, turn into wins. One of them is third down conversions, and the other one is penalties. And Perry's done a good job with both of them here today.
Definitely.
And they're going to hand this one off to Shepard over the left-hand side, running through arm tackles until he's finally brought down by Tyler Smith. But Connor Shepard, you can't tackle him high, and you can't tackle him with your arms. You have to wrap and just drop.
You better get a body on the body and run your feet. This is a great job so far by Perry, the best I've seen in probably 5 or 6 drives, mixing it with run and pass, primarily with run. Great job by the offensive line, but second effort yards are so paramount right now for Perry.
And they've eaten up about 5 minutes in this quarter on this drive alone. So second down and 3 for Perry. Turn, hand to Shep over the right-hand side. He cuts it back to the middle, gets down inside the RG Drag red zone. Enough for another first down to the 14-yard line.
That time he just got behind the left guard, the pulling guard. He had his hand on his back as he's guiding him through and was able to get to second level without even being touched. Before you know it, he's one-on-one with the safety. Great job being patient and following your pullers.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. They send 2 receivers to the left. Ball right in the middle between the hashes. Connor Shepard to the left of Treharn. Turn, hand to Shepard. This time he has nowhere to go, bottled up by multiple players on the defensive front for Warren Harding, and this is going to probably take us to the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, that time you had the wing on the left side and the guard on the right side. Both run into each other, so somebody wasn't on the same page on that one for Perry.
So third quarter comes to an end here at Mollenkopf Stadium. The Perry Panthers lead the Harding Raiders 15-0. We're going to step away and take a break. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
The weather might be getting cooler, but Tasty Cream on Navarre Road is just heating up. Open all year, Tasty Cream is ready to serve you fresh-made specialty burgers, Stark County's best conies, deep-fried mushrooms, crispy French fries, and so much more. To top it off, their ice cream selection continues to grow. Special flurries, homemade root beer floats, amazing brownie sundaes, and over 20 flavors of hand-dipped ice cream. Order online at tastycream.com or check out their Facebook and Instagram pages for events happening each month.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members with a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is head coach Spencer Lino from the Perry Panthers. You're listening to high school football on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Fourth quarter action just about to get underway. The Perry Panthers lead the Warren Harding Raiders by a score of 15-0. Perry with the ball inside the RG Drag red zone. Treharn will take it, and he hands it off. Jonathan Lemon in the game at tailback, and he gets shut down after about a gain of 2. And it'll set up another long third down for Perry on this drive.
That was a good job by the defensive lineman, keeping the stance at the point of attack and not getting pushed off the line, which didn't get the pullers around, and everything got mucked up at the point of attack.
I just looked at the Hoover score. 65-0. What? 65-0.
Stat night.
It's rest if you're a starter night.
Right.
So big third down for the Perry Panthers. Treharn back to pass, throwing a fade route into the left side of the end zone. going up with one hand and trying to bring it in and not able to do so is Jaden Wilson. That falls incomplete. Little hand checking back and forth between both the receiver Wilson and the defender. I believe that was Elijah Phillips, and that falls incomplete. There is an injury for Warren Harding. I believe this one is just a cramp.
Yep. Still early in the season.
It's getting kind of cool out there,
Yep.
too. Oh, yeah, it's nice and chilly out.
It's perfect.
A good bonfire weather. Down, the player down is Zarian Redding.
He's up.
And he's up and making his way to the sidelines. It's Minerva 27, Springfield nothing.
All right.
Tuscarora Central Catholic 14, St. Thomas Aquinas 6.
That's a game.
Fairless 0, Claymont 7. Louisville leads 10-3 over Northwest. Lake 27, Rocky River 14. Tuslaw 29, Cadwell 14.
How big a win would that be if Louisville ends up beating Northwest?
That's
huge
big.
win for that program.
Yeah, it's a very big win. And we got a field goal attempt, 29-yarder coming in from Perry. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it's blocked. Kick is blocked. Still fighting for the football. I don't know. Finally, someone falls on it.
That's the second time tonight Perry has got, well, first one was an extra point and now a field goal being blocked. So that's a great, great effort on special teams by Warren, not taking the play off, not taking it for granted, and really trying to flip the momentum through special teams.
And how many kicks do you think that kicker is going to be kicking in practice this week?
Well, I think you got to either widen the lineman out a little bit to make the edge a little bit wider, or fix your blocking scheme. But obviously, it might be a timing. The snap might be slow, but you got to figure out what's going on if you're Perry.
Yeah, because you never know. You get into a close game, how important that kicking game can be for you. And if
that 1 point can be so crucial.
And if you've got the confidence for your kicker to try a 29-yarder,
right?
I mean, you need to make sure that you've got the protection to at least let them get it off. So big play, big stop from Harding. It's now 1st and 10 at the 20, and they're going to keep it over to the left-hand side. And a great job from Perry's defense, not letting Satavian Hill, who is in at quarterback and running that Wildcat, get to the edge. He's going to lose yards.
Great job by the outside linebacker on that side, setting the edge and forcing everything to stay inside. And then the inside linebackers were able to converge on the football. Great team defense.
I think what's hurting Warren Harding is they don't really truly have an identity at offense. They're not quite sure what their offense is, if it's a passing, if it's a running, if it's a Wildcat.
Right.
I think Coach Richardson and that staff is still trying to figure it out.
Yep.
As Jones in at quarterback now, and he'll swing this out over to the left side, and a great hit from Foster. Nazir Foster coming up and laying the wood on Matt Richardson. Threw a little out route and came up and filled in a great form tackle.
Foster's playing with his hair on fire tonight. That guy came to play in all 3 phases of the game, even quarterback. That guy's doing a great job.
He's got a completion.
He's
1 for 1.
Yep.
So a big third down for Harding. 9:50 remaining in the game, trailing 15-0. They need to find a way to ignite this offense because Perry's defense is doing everything they can to put the fire out.
Definitely.
So Jones in at quarterback in the shotgun, play action, but no one was there. Jones is just going to take off and run on his own. Ooh! Holy cow! Ooh! Woo! Connor Shepard. Oh my gosh. That's one of the hardest hits I think I've seen.
That might, you want to check his vitals because, man.
Oh my goodness. Jones rolling out, running to the left. He picks up 12, but a massive, oh my gosh.
Ear hold him. I don't even think you seen him coming to the last second. He couldn't have because, I mean, he got smoked.
I don't know if you heard it in the broadcast over Coach and I saying, ooh. The entire stand said the same thing. Harding's going to leave their offense out on the field, 4th and 2 at the 28-yard line. Jones in the shotgun.
Quick kick.
And there's a penalty,
what is
delay
that?
a game
on
Harding. So that 4th and 2 now turns into a 4th and 7. We've just seen too many mistakes like this from them coming off of plays, coming out of timeouts, coming out of change of possessions.
Yep. I mean, definitely still working through their personnel substitutions and, you know, what they're trying to do as far as their sets. And so they still have some work to do.
And that penalty forces now the punting unit onto the field. 4th and 8 for Harding now when they were originally going to try to go for it. And Perry brings the pressure and almost blocks it. That is a high end-over-end punt. Calling fire, takes a Perry bounce, and no one from Harding touches it, even though there were players around it, and it bounces backwards down at the 44-yard line. So Perry has great field position with 8:32 remaining in the game. And, you know, last drive they took 5-6 minutes off the clock running the football, and I imagine you're going to see a big dose of Connor Shepard and Jonathan Lemon on this drive.
I think Perry's worst field position to start out with this half has been our own 48.
Man.
I mean, that's
man, oh man.
That's been their worst starting field position.
So Jonathan Lemon in at tailback for the Perry Panthers. Ball on the right hash. Perry moving from right to left. 2 receivers to the wide side. Lemon to the left of Treharn in the shotgun. Turn, hands it off to Lemon. He's going to bounce it out to the right and then try to cut it back in. Nowhere to go, but even though he's tied up, he's still churning those legs and trying to pick up every inch he possibly can.
Yep. And Lemon is a guy who naturally likes to bend it back. I mean, you see he likes to start pressing front side to get that linebacker to overcommit, and then once he does, he's trying to hit that backside A-gap right now.
Because he's got so much speed, too. If that linebacker doesn't commit, then he's going to beat you to the edge.
Exactly.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 7 for the Perry Panthers. Jonathan Lemon at tailback to the left of Treharn in the shotgun. Man in motion now from right to left. Turn, hand it off to Lemon. He's got a crease across the 35 down to the 32 or 33-yard line and will be enough to move the chains and pick up the first down for the Panthers. And now, you know, Coach, we've seen Connor Shepard the whole game, the big heavy guy. Now you bring in Jonathan Lemon, who's only had maybe 2-3 series.
Fresh legs.
He's ready to go.
Fresh legs. Yep. Perry just ran good old-fashioned power. He got in behind both of those blockers and got the daylight.
And that's the beauty of having 2 guys who you can trust to carry the football too, is because, you know, if one guy's having success, you can hold the other guy and bring him in and let him go when he is fresh.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Lemon takes the handoff over the left-hand side, cuts it back. Great move, little spin action across the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
Fresh legs. You see him churning. And also, too, you know, when you're starting running back is also the starting linebacker. As the game goes on, you want to substitute skill right on offense, and so you don't want to pull your guys off on defense. So the fact you got a guy that you know you can go to late in the game and maybe can go 2 or 3 series at running back and you're comfortable, so that your other guy can focus on defense.
Yeah, he can rest up and be ready to go when they need a stand. And Jonathan Lemon is doing a great job here on this drive. 2nd and 4 at the 27-yard line. Lemon to the left of Treharn. And they're going to hand it off to him over the right-hand side. He's got room. Beautiful. If he can get to the edge, across the 20, down to the 10-yard line, inside the RG Drag red zone. Jonathan Lemon, great vision, kicking that outside.
Yep. That time it was counter. He kept it, pressing C-gap. The rapper was able to get that front side linebacker, and then there was nobody but the safety, and he outbeat him to the corner. So great vision, great job up front. Perry's offense is rolling again.
And another injury, and again, cramping on Harding's sidelines. And, we haven't seen Perry have any type of cramping issues. You look at conditioning and, trying to be prepared for these situations. This has been a grinded out, heavy back and forth game, a lot of battles in the trenches.
Yep.
And Perry just seems ready to go.
Yep. They seem fresh. So like you said, that starts in the weight room in January and, works through itself through the spring and the dog days of summer. So Perry's done a good job getting himself physically prepared as well.
1st and goal from the 10-yard line, 6:25 remaining in the game. Perry leads 15-0. Ball on the right hash. They send wing and tight end right. Lemon to the left of Treharn. Turn, hands it off to Lemon, and he fights through a tackle from behind and is able to get across the line of scrimmage and pick up 2 yards. That was just a great hard-nosed run from Jonathan Lemon.
And great job with his leg drive. I mean, the guys pull him down from behind, and he's able to just stand firm, keep his legs churning and wiggle out of that and get back to the line of scrimmage.
And, I mean, even though it was only 2 yards there, right now you're up by 2 scores. You're just trying to eat as much time off this clock as you can. So a 2-yard gain, keeping the clock running. You can continue. It's
You're
only
inside
second
the 10
down.
yard line.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 2nd and 9. They gave him 1 yard on that previous carry. Lemon to the left of Treharn. Man in motion from right to left. Turn. Hands to Lemon. Again, he gets back to the original line of scrimmage and is stopped. So no gain on the carry. And here comes Connor Shepard into the ball game.
That was a great job by the right side of that defensive line for Warren, really being stout. Good job by the linebackers filling the hole, and that play went nowhere.
And talking about, Shepard and Lemon too, having 2 guys who are completely different running styles, you're going to have games where one of those styles is going to be more beneficial based off of the defense you're playing. So if you're playing against a fast defense, Jonathan Lemon might not be your guy.
Right.
And if you're playing against bigger guys, Jonathan Lemon's going to be the guy you throw in and let him get to the edge.
Yeah, it's all about based on what you do with your scheme that week.
And Shepard's going to take the carry right up the middle, and he'll power forward and get down to the 6-yard line. So it'll be 4th and goal from the 6. And I imagine with the kicking issues that Perry's had tonight that they're just going to keep their offense out on the field. If you don't get it, your defense has been playing well, and Harding's
playing lights out.
And Harding's pushed back against their own end zone.
They've been playing lights out.
Man, I want to see that Shepard hit again.
Man, tell me about it.
Holy cow.
I hope that quarterback is okay. I'm serious.
Just to hear the entire crowd,
right, the whole stadium,
make the same noise on that hit,
right,
was something else, man.
Right.
Something else. So let's see. Coach Lino's going to take a timeout here. This timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. We're going to step away and take a break. 3:55 remaining in the game. Perry leads 15-0. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
And back here at Mollenkopf Stadium, Perry is going to bring the kicking unit out on to the field. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and this one is through the uprights and good.
I don't know if they went tackle over to that left side now, but it looks like that left side was a lot wider, a lot more elongated, making that edge a lot longer for that cornerback to try to come block that kick.
So Price DiStefano with the 16, 20. Oh, I messed myself up now. 23-yard field goal attempt, and that puts Perry up 18-0. So now the Panthers are at a 3-score advantage with 3:50 remaining in the game. Let's see if we can get some more score updates here. Minerva 27-0 over Springfield. Tuslaw winning 36-14. Alliance 33, Streetsboro 13. That's a big win for the Aviators.
Huge.
Big win. It's still the fourth quarter, but that's big for them. Fairless still trails Claymont 7-0.
I did see that one.
And the run-up and the kickoff. And that will bounce and go out of bounds. So legal procedure. And Harding will take over 1st and 10 from the 30. Is it 35, right?
35, yep.
35-yard line. Let's jump back into the scoreboard here. Lake 27, Rocky River 21. Jackson making a comeback. St. Francis 28, the Polar Bears 21.
Okay.
East 12, Canton South 7.
Still 12-7.
Maslin is tied up still with, is it Raybun Gap?
Yep.
Rabun Gap.
They played the number one team with the number one linebacker in the country out of Georgia last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're tied up at 21 apiece. Hoover final 65-0. Wow. So Warren Harding with the football. Jones back to pass, throws it over into the left flat, caught, immediately tackled at the 40-yard line. That was Julius Farrell with the reception for Harding.
Yeah, that time, I mean, the wide receiver for Harding tried to block the corner for Perry, but did not do a tremendous job, and he was able to make a play on the ball.
And a deep pass down the left sidelines. They're going to call pass interference. I believe that was Jaden Wilson in coverage. He just never turned back for the football,
nope.
even though that ball landed a couple yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
So a 15-yard penalty on Perry. 3:23 remaining in the game. The Panthers lead 18-0.
I'm anxious to see the stat line for the penalties tonight.
Got a bunch of scores coming in. Louisville with the win, 10-3 over Northwest.
Huge for that program.
Marlington 26, Hallen 20. Evanich, 69-yard touchdown reception. As Harding takes the snap, Jones back to pass, looking for the slant route off the hands of the intended receiver. That was number 24, Kai Butcher, with the incompletion. So 2nd and 10 for the Raiders.
At that time, he had pretty good protection. The running back stepped up, picked up the blitzing linebacker, delivered a good ball. The receiver just has to squeeze it and bring it in.
So 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Clock stops with 3:14 left in the ball game.
2nd and long. We'll see what they dial up.
2 receivers to the wide side right, 2 to the short left. Jones back to pass, throws it out in the left flat to Richardson. He catches it and gets out of bounds right at the 39-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Raiders.
I'm impressed with Richardson's ball skills. I mean, he's made some grabs in some tight windows with a lot of traffic around him, and he's able to come down with some really good catches.
Throw it to the left of Jones in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the wide side right. They go back to Richardson. Off his hands.
Of course, as soon as I say that.
That's called the commentator's jinx, Tone.
I know.
Welcome. You have been initiated.
I've been a recipient so many times.
So the incompletion will bring up a 4th down with 2:40 remaining in the game, and Harding will keep the offense. They have to keep the offense down 3 scores. 4th and 4 at the 39. 2 receivers to the wide side right, 2 to the short left. Jones in the shotgun, back to pass. He's looking, throwing this deep down the sidelines. He's got a man open and into the end zone for the score. 39-yard touchdown pass from Julius Farrell, and Harding gets the goose egg off the board.
Beautiful pass. I mean, that ball was put perfect. The wide receiver kept in stride, didn't slow up at all, dropped it right in the breadbasket. Great focus, concentration, squeezing the ball on contact, fell into the end zone for the touchdown.
So with 2:41 remaining in the game, Harding gets on the board, and they're going to attempt the extra point.
I think a guy ran off thinking he was supposed to be on, but now they're a man short. Now they're running 2 guys on. This is the first time the unit's been on the field tonight, so.
Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and that's the first time we've got to see their dynamic kicker.
He has a boot, doesn't he?
He really does. I was watching him. That's Jerron Edmonds. I was watching him warming up at practice. I mean, he's kicking, 45, 50 yarders, and they're going through with ease.
Boot.
So Perry not able to keep the shutout intact. Harding gets on the board. It's now 18-7. I imagine we are going to see the onside kick from Harding.
I'd imagine.
Harding with 3 timeouts remaining. Perry with 1.
It's funny. I was going to say on that 4th down, I was like, you probably should call a timeout just to make sure you got the perfect play dialed up. You want to make sure that everybody's, clear on their assignment, and then they throw a touchdown strike. So shows you what I know.
Hey, I found there's so much that you can speculate up here in the booth. You have no idea what's going on in the coach's head.
Oh, yeah.
You know how many games of yours I've called, and I was like, why is he doing this? And then next thing you know, you hit it, and I'm like, well, that makes sense. That's why I'm up here.
Touche, my friend. Touche.
Yeah, you never know. You never, like right now, I expected an onside kick, and they're
Right.
lining up just to kick off. And they do go with the onside kick, and it is fielded. And I believe that was Wilson, Jaden Wilson, who was the defender on that touchdown. It's great for him, though, to come back out and, recover the onside kick
Yeah,
with
it's huge.
2:30.
That's a huge play.
And it just for his mental state, too. He gave up the long touchdown, and he comes out and, helps secure his team a potential victory here if they can pick up a couple, maybe 2 first downs?
Yep.
Harding does have all 3 timeouts, so we'll see when they decide to start using them. So Shepard in the ball game at tailback. Perry with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Harding 48. Man in motion now. That's Foster. He's going to catch it, get it, a handoff around the edge, and he's got room. And there is a penalty coming, so this is probably going to be a hold. And it looked like a face mask on Foster, but I don't think the official had another flag to throw, so he just let it go.
He could throw his hat in that case.
Right. But a good run from Foster is going to be negated, probably for a holding penalty based off of where that flag came from.
Yeah, and they had numbers too. You add Connor, the running back, at the point of attack as the lead blocker when he gets around the edge, and they had a great game. They had a hat for hat, and they had the extra blocker. But, again, it's negated because of a penalty.
Yeah, and I think he's mad at himself again because that was on Jaden Wilson, who had a bad play, a good play, and then a bad play again. So,
Short memory.
but he's had a great game. He's
Great
had some
game.
really good defensive plays.
Has
He's
the
had some
catch of the year so far.
big catches. Yeah, right. And the officials are going to have a conference over the football. The sideline official for Perry called all the officials in to talk, and they're on the right hash. And he was very aggressively calling for a conference. And nothing came from it.
Hey, all right, there you go. All right.
So it'll be 1st and 17 because that holding penalty happened 3 yards downfield on the previous play. So 1st and 17, ball at the 45-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the game. Shepard lines up to the left of Treharn in the backfield. They turn, hand it off to Shepard right up the middle, and he is off to the races. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Connor Shepard, 45-yard scamper to put the nail in the coffin.
Right up the A-gap, untouched, outran the secondary. That is a way to put a nail in the coffin, an exclamation point at the end of the game by this offense, this offensive line, and especially by Connor Shepard getting it done on both sides of the ball.
Have you ever heard of a game called Stratomatic?
No.
It's a football dice board game.
Okay.
And all the runs, like right up the middle, are called line bucks. That was a line
That was a line buck?
right through the A gap.
It sure was.
If my buddy John was listening to the game, he would be so happy I just dropped Stratomatic in my broadcast. The extra point is up, and it is good through the uprights for Price DiStefano. And the Perry Panthers are now up 25-7 with 1:53 remaining in the game. And we're going to step away and take a break. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 Radiosports.com.
Looking for quality glass and mirror work you can trust? At Cardinal Glass and Mirror in Canton, we handle it all, residential, commercial, and industrial. From window replacements to custom glass and custom mirrors, we've got you covered. We're a small, locally owned business, and we live by one promise. If we won't put it in our home, we won't put it in yours. Call today, 330-478-0075. Visit us online at cardinalglassmirror.com or stop by at 1857 Whipple Avenue Northwest in Canton.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Mollenkoff Stadium. The Perry Panthers lead 25-7. You know, I was just thinking of something. I've been to a lot of Harding games. Were there any fireworks after Harding scored? I don't think there were.
Not that I remember, no.
Man, normally my in-laws live right down, literally a half a mile, not even a half a mile down the street here on Atlantic. And they would always keep track of how many times Harding scored based off of the fireworks. So when I go back, they're going to be like, Harding didn't score tonight?
Right.
I missed the fireworks.
I did not hear the fireworks.
But Connor Shepard has been having fireworks all night tonight for the Perry Panthers. They lead 25-7. The kickoff is going to go through the back of the end zone, and it will be a touchback, 1st and 10 for Warren Harding at the 20-yard line.
I don't remember fireworks 2 years ago when we played them up here either.
Really? Because last week, or it might have been the week they played McKinley, they asked me if Harding won or who won. You know, we heard a couple fireworks.
Gotcha.
Huh. Oh, hey, Shepis, get back up.
Right.
Coach.
We have some questions for you.
Oh, man. Coming up at the end of the game, we'll talk briefly about the game, and then Coach Hall is going to go down and get some interviews, some players and coaches. Make sure to follow us on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at Q92 Sports. Also, Threads at Q92 Sports. We post pictures and interviews from all the games that we cover on the Q92 Sports Network. 1st and 10 for the Harding Raiders. They swing this one out over into the left flat. That is caught by Julius Farrell. Short gain, I think 5 or 6 yards, but he stayed inbounds, so the clock will continue to run. 1:37 left in the game. Harding electing not to use the timeout. And a low snap taken by Jones. He picks it up, launches this one deep, and incomplete. Is that Lemon on the defense? Jonathan Lemon doing it on both sides of the ball. There is a penalty marker on the play. I believe it's an illegal shift. I don't think the receivers got set before that ball was snapped. So even if he caught it, it was coming back. But great job by Lemon on that in that corner position, going up, making a big defensive play.
Great job making a play. Another penalty.
And again, it's 2nd and 4, and now it's going to be 2nd and 9. You take yourself out of manageable downs to pick up the first, and you know you just keep shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep. Take a step forward, take one back.
So 1:22 left, 2nd and 8. Back to passes Jones. He's looking down the middle of the field, and that is caught, getting away from his defender. Across midfield now, across the 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Harding. That was Kai Butcher with the, 78-yard touchdown reception. And now it's 25-13 with a minute left in the game.
Yeah, he starts on the far left side of the field. He runs a deep cross. The quarterback finds him right in the middle of the field. Great catch. Makes one guy miss, makes another guy miss, and then he outruns the pursuit. Great individual effort by that wide receiver.
So Harding, it's a unique lineup. Did they do this for their last extra point?
I don't think so. No, I remember because they was running one guy off and 2 guys on. No.
There's still some confusion. Someone running in late. And the play clock is Here comes two more guys running late onto the field. 10 seconds on the play clock.
This is all part of the strategy.
And oh my gosh,
knew that was coming.
This is going to drive Coach Richardson crazy, having to take a timeout on an extra point when you're trailing and there's only a minute left in those games. Those timeouts are like gold. And this timeout is brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. I keep wanting to say it like the guy on the commercial does.
Do it.
It's time to bring a friend into the family.
You probably do better than he does anyway.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
I mean, yeah. Just keeping it real.
Just keeping it real.
So imagine if Harding doesn't give up that score.
Yeah.
And then they score.
Yeah.
Whole different situation.
Very, very different situation.
Man.
Yeah, this game, it's a fickle game.
It is. It is.
if it is. Like any given Sunday, the speech, the game of inches.
The game of inches.
It's true. It so holds true.
Yep, and that'll never change.
Gosh, that movie is so outrageous, though. I really want to go back and watch it again.
So I was watching that Netflix documentary about The Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
And the doctor on The Biggest Loser was the doctor who wrote the book that movie was based off of.
Really?
Yeah, he was talking about it on the documentary. It was fascinating stuff.
No way.
And for the Raiders. He was a doctor for the Raiders.
That makes sense.
Go figure.
Harding's going to go for two here. Jones in at shotgun. He has nowhere to go. He's going to step up and run and gets into the end zone. Boy, he took a big hit as soon as he crossed that goal line, and he is down in the end zone.
That's the second big hit he took tonight.
Boy, oh boy. James Jones, the 6'4", 200-pound junior quarterback, looked to be in a lot of pain as soon as he crossed the goal line. Took a huge shot.
Hope he's okay.
But now we've got a 10-point game. Perry 25, Harding 15 with, is it 101?
Yep.
103. 103 remaining in the ball game. Mine too. So he gets up and walks off the field, jogs off the field on his own power. So that's good to see.
Yes.
So we'll see. Harding had a great attempt at the onside kick the last time, but they're still down two scores.
Yep.
So they break the huddle. The hands team is out there for Harding. And the kicker, Jerron Edmonds, is waiting for the football. The official had it on the sideline. So here we go. 1:03 left in the game. Warren Harding trails Perry by 10, 25-15. As Edmonds walks off his steps. The run up and the onside kick attempt. Takes a big bounce. I think it touched a player from Perry.
It did.
And Harding jumps on top of the football. Are they going to say who it was first touched by? Let's look at this.
It was definitely touched by a Perry guy.
And the official is calling an official timeout. They have no idea. They don't. They have no idea if a player from Perry touched that or if it was first touched by Harding before it went 10 yards.
I seen it clear as day. The Perry guy touched it.
No, they're giving it to the Panthers.
Wow.
Coach Richardson is at midfield.
Yes, he should be.
He is on
He
the
should
logo.
be.
They called an illegal touch on Warren Harding.
Wow.
And it'll be Perry football with 1:03 left in the game. Wow. That's one of those plays where
it's obvious they didn't see it because they had to meet about it.
Yeah, they had no idea.
Yeah.
They had no idea.
Wow.
So a big break for the Perry Panthers, a bad break for the Harding Raiders. And Perry football 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line, at the Harding 49-yard line. Connor Shepard lines up to the left of Treharn in the backfield.
Shepard up, they got.
And they hand it off to Shepard. And he gets one or two as the Raiders are going crazy trying to strip that football They had one guy hold up Shepard while the other guy ripped at it, and ball control is important for Perry as Harding, I believe, takes a timeout with 53 seconds remaining in the game. This timeout brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
There you go.
I got it.
That was it.
I got it.
That was it.
Let's check some scores here. Blaze Horn, a 75-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion failed. Marlington 38, Hallen 20, 5:02 left in the fourth quarter. Sandy Valley, a one-play TD to bring East Canton 33-21. So East Canton leads Sandy Valley. And back here, Shepard to the left of Treharn. Takes the snap. Shepard trying to get to the edge, and he'll just, smart play for him to just go down there. And Harding takes their last time out.
Now it's just about ball security. Just get what you can get. Make sure you protect the ball. Try to keep the clock running. That's all you're focused on right now.
So Perry with one timeout remaining. Harding has no timeouts remaining, and we've got 45 seconds left in the game. So one play.
I mean, they're going to have to punt if they don't get it here.
If they don't pick up the first down.
Yep.
Man, what a beautiful night for football.
Great night.
I
for
love
football.
this stadium.
Great night. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you drive up, there's so many memories I have here as a player and a coach. I mean, epic battles sometimes.
Yeah. And I love how they left the middle of the old high school.
Yep, right
over
there.
there is
Kind of like the gateway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's beautiful.
Got the TP over there in the corner. The iconic TP.
Totem pole.
Yeah. Totem pole.
So Treharn lined up in the shotgun. They're going to turn, hand this one off to Shepard right up the middle. Gets back to the 49-yard line. And that is the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, it's 32, 30. I think it's
it's
actually in sequence with the play clock.
Yeah, I don't think Perry's going to have to run another play. And we'll see.
That's all she wrote, folks.
Even if they just have him take a snap,
right,
and kneel it, the game will be over. And I think that's what they're going to have him do. They're going to have him take a snap,
right when that second off, and just kneel.
Yeah, go back 1 yard and take a knee.
Favorite play in football, victory.
And Perry call a timeout.
Hope not.
Yeah, they're not going to give it to him.
Hope not.
I think they're just going to call it. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
All right, your final score from Mollenkopf Stadium, the Perry Panthers 25, the Warren Harding Raiders 15. We're going to step away and take one commercial break and bring it right back here and wrap things up from Mollenkopf Stadium. Once again, your final score, Perry 25, Warren Harding 15. This is high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92radiosports.com.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
And welcome back to Mollenkopf Stadium. Your final, Perry 25, Warren Harding 15. Coach, Perry Panthers moved to 3-0 on the season. We came into this game, they played a Central team who might be a little down and, a couple divisions lower. They played a St. V's team that was down, both games either super close to home or home.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about the test coming in here, traveling an hour, going up against a good Warren Harding team, and they advanced to 3-0 on the season.
Yeah, they do. And minus a couple big plays late in the fourth quarter by Warren, it was pretty much a dominating effort by Perry, both on the offense and defensive side of the ball. Special teams had to clean some stuff up, but I mean, just watching the attitude that defensive plays with, that attitude that offense plays with, their team identity is starting to form under new head coach Spencer Leno.
And a great game for the Panthers, and they continue to find ways to stay balanced on offense. A little more run heavy today, but they're able to take what the defense is giving them and exploit it and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and as an offense, that's what you want to do. You know, if the defense is going to load the box and play the run, you want to get on the perimeter. If they're going to play coverage and soften the box, you want to gash it up in there. And so they're doing a good job taking what defenses give them, but they're doing it with a lot of attitude in the dominating fashion.
And the next Friday night, Coach and I are going to be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium for the matchup with Glen Oak and the McKinley Bulldogs. Coach, you've got a McKinley team with the new head coach. You've got, we'll find out what McKinley does tomorrow night against Cleveland Heights, and a Glen Oak team that has kind of struggled to start off this season. We'll see what happens next Friday.
Yeah, we will. And, you know, that's one of the games. I mean, it's a backyard brawl. It's a rivalry. I mean, a lot of those guys played together growing up. They played youth football. They played middle school ball together. A lot of them are related, know each other. So I mean, it's always personal, and that game really could go either way.
So we will be at Tom Benson next Friday. Coach, love calling games with you. Thanks
Same here,
for being here. He's going to head down to the sideline, get some interviews with some of the players from Perry. Make sure, again, to follow us on our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Threads, all at Q92 Sports. And, Coach, we'll see you later.
The best part of the night, Buena Vista
Buena
chicken.
Vista, yeah, we did. We went and got some Uncle Nick's Greek fried chicken before the game. So yeah, that was perfect. Having dinner, coming here, I got to go pick my my wife and child up down the
street.
road. Yeah,
Yep.
They came into the town. So
Epic night, brother.
Yeah. All right, Coach is going to head down to the sidelines. We're going to go over some scores and next week's schedule for you with some of the games we've got going on. And let's see here: Akron East 27, Canton South 20. Canton South recovers the onside kick, so Canton South is going to have a chance to tie that one up. End of the third, East Canton leads Sandy Valley 33-21. Let's head back into the scoreboard here and see if we can get some updates for you. It got eerily quiet in this stadium. All right, Claymont 7, Fairless 6. That's in the fourth quarter. Tuslaw 43, Cadwell 20. Our final here, Perry 25, Warren Harding 15, Lake 34, Rocky River 28, Jackson trails St. Francis 34-27. Maslin is trailing Rabun Gap 35-28. Let's see, Sandy Valley and East, that game's getting tight. Final, Louisville 10, Northwest 3. Alliance a winner tonight over Streetsboro 46-13. Minerva winners 2-1 on the season for Coach Slates and the Minerva Lions 34-0. Canton Central Catholic falls to Orville 28-7. And the Hoover Vikings victorious 65-0 over North. Next week, our lineup on the Q92 Sports Network: Salem at Canton Central Catholic, East Canton at St. Thomas Aquinas, Perry at Lake. So that's going to be a big test for the Perry Panthers next week as they take on the Lake Blue Streaks, who are beating Rocky River as we speak. Coach and I are going to be at McKinley for Glen Oak and McKinley. Mogador at Malvern. That should be a good game as well. Louisville will be traveling to Marlington. That'll be on our sister station, AM 1310 WDPN. Both teams winners tonight. Louisville 3-0 on the season. And on Q92, our game of the week, which looking forward to this one as well, the Hoover Vikings at the Green Bulldogs. So Federal League action gets underway next week as well with Perry Lake, Glen Oak, McKinley, and Hoover at Green. So some games to look forward to for next week. Once again, make sure to follow us on our socials: Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X on Q92 Sports, and YouTube, Q92 YouTube. You can go back and listen to all these games on SoundCloud as well. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Once again, tomorrow night, McKinley hosting Cleveland Heights on Q92, on the Q92 YouTube page and the Q92 Facebook and X page. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. We will see you next week from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, be kind, hug your loved ones. For my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall, I am Ryan Keller. We'll see you guys next week. Good night, everybody.